Welcome to Vampire the Masquerade Burn It Down, presented by Simulacra Studios. I'm Scott, your storyteller. I already said this already, but anyway, here's all our vampires.
All right, so my turn now, right?
Yep, your turn
Okay.
now. Sorry.
Okay, hi. I'm McKenna. I play your lovable trash goblin Gangrel, Cadence Hughes. Looking forward to making trouble and, for everyone.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. All right, we need to sort out an order. Obviously, we need to have sorted out an order beforehand. That's my fault. But James, let's go.
Hey everybody, I'm James Davey. I am playing your acid-tripping, madness-loving Malkavian, DJ Second Sight! AKA Alex Mars.
And Dylan, can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Audio
I
issues.
am muted. I lied. That was a fucking lie. Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm playing Madison Faircloth, the 100% on the up and up anarch Ventrue with no ulterior motives.
Yeah, so we are coming.
Ventrue.
Oh, absolutely. We are coming back from our break. It's been a hot minute since we played. But there's also been some goings on. If you're a patron of Simulacra Studios, for $1 a month, you can see our side sessions that we've done with some of the players here and the winner of our last charity stream. I highly suggest you go watch those because some shit went down. But we are going to be bringing the action back. It is tonight. It is September 4th. September 4th, 2019. A few hours later in the evening because the sun is still up. But I want everyone to start the night off by rolling for a rouse check to see if you lose control of the beast. Yeah, wake up hangry. Absolutely.
Scott, I succeeded at rouse check. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab real dice. I'm tired of this phone.
You do it.
Yep.
No worries.
Scott, what was the date of our terrible party?
Party.
It was like April.
It was no. The last. It was July. It was July. Oh man, I believe it was July 21st or June 21st, one of the two J months. So it's been a couple of months. You guys have been in contact with one another, but the vampiric instinct to kind of withdraw especially after something big has happened, traumatic, and just sort of tend to your own business. It kind of gripped all of you. You've been in contact with each other. You've been taking care of a lot of personal business.
So basically how I feel after Dragon Con is...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So you haven't had a chance to really sit down and compare notes. And you still haven't had that chance because we are going to be bringing everyone into the middle of the action. As this is the Devil's Playground arc, this is going to be a bit more action and danger-oriented. So, we're going to start with Willow.
Hi.
So, Willow, you are currently in one of your vans, your surveillance vans. You are in the middle of an operation with your crew. They are scoping out a potential haven, one of the many that you've been tracking down of the city.
Yeah.
So the question that I have for you is: are you looking for an Anarch Haven, a Camarilla Haven, or a Sabbat Haven on this night?
I'm trying to think about what would be more fun for everyone here.
I have plans for all three.
Okay. Camarilla.
Okay. So yeah, you are scoping out the haven of the Toreador Primogen, actually.
Oh, big yike.
Yeah, he, you heard some things about him, and he's been a high target. You've worked up to him over the past couple of weeks, following some leads, getting some lesser. You think you found his child, and you sort of skip to them. And your people are in the midst of a fairly complicated little ballet where they are essentially moving things into place, getting into the right area to sort of track him as he leaves, because it is pretty close to sundown.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a very strong lead on a potential place for his haven. So you are staking that area out.
Okay.
Why don't you give me a very quick rundown of the people that you use in these type of operations?
So for a lot of these, I oftentimes skim from the company that I use. When hiring for this, oftentimes in a background check, I'll ignore certain like things on a criminal record. So oftentimes those are the types that I'll pull aside and be like, hey, this is just a little extra. You're not on the clock for it, but I will compensate you for it.
I see.
Sort of thing.
Okay, so you don't use a lot of your people for this. You actually subcontract out a lot.
They usually do work for me, but it's off the clock. That way, if anything gets tangled up, I can say that it had nothing to do with my business.
So do you have any of your more reliable or your more regular crew out on this particular op? So who are those people? What I want to know is the people you care about.
The people I care about.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of the crew themselves named, but let's make them up,
Yeah,
right?
sure. Why not?
Sure.
Just give me 3 people who actually work for you that are here.
Okay, that I actually work for me. I'm trying to think of names I haven't used in shit and that don't exist in this world yet, so there's no confusion. Do we have a John, Scott?
I don't think we do.
Let's go Hard John. There we go. Not his name isn't Hard John, but John definitely.
Okay. I think Hard John sounds great.
Hard John.
That's it. Is that his code name?
Sure, why not? And what does
Hard John? We have a situation.
What does Hard John do for you on these types?
Hard John pretends to be an electrician or like maintenance workers oftentimes.
Okay.
Because at some point he probably was a maintenance worker.
Sure.
And so he knows, and like electrician and stuff. So he probably knows his way around that, and that's what I hired him for installation. But he knows how to sneak around in an appropriate colored vest so no one looks at him.
Okay, great.
All right, so we have John. Let me think. Maybe we should have some sort of lady. Guys, give me names, please.
Delilah.
One thing. Delilah, thank you.
Hey there, Delilah. I sure do love your blood.
Thank you, Delilah.
So what does Delilah do for you?
I feel like Delilah is probably like a second technical support for me. And will communicate with other people when I'm unable to.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like a go-between with walkie-talkies or whatever it is we've decided to
So
use.
she's your sort of your right-hand woman. All right, and who's the third person?
One more name, guys.
Jackson.
Jackson.
All right, and what does Jackson do for you?
Jackson is probably a more intimidating looking fellow.
Okay, so he's kind of your unspoken threat.
Yeah, he's a little bit of muscle. He's very clean looking, but he has a scowl about him if he wants to put it on.
All right. So what I would like from you is, let's take a good old look at this character sheet. Let's see what we got. So what I would like for you to do is give me an intelligence leadership roll.
Of course. All right, let me add my hunger dice. Would any of my backgrounds or anything have anything to do with this?
I mean, since you're using your allies, you can add that to the roll.
All right, thank you. Excellent. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
All right, 6.
Okay, so this operation is going well. You essentially you have gotten some very quick and dirty cameras set up in some key angles, so that if he or someone connected to him leaves the property or otherwise unveils themselves, you'll get pretty good images, and that will go a good ways to confirming things. You've got Jackson is he's kind of running interference, just sort of keeping an eye on things and making sure that no one really interferes with what you got going on. Like, he's just being kind of a tough that's there to sort of intercept anyone that might cause problems.
If he wears like a vague security vest or something that has like a name on it, most people, like, their instinct is to be like, okay, that's an authority, he has a uniform.
Yeah, so you are monitoring all these feeds. All the people are in the right spot. Delilah is she's manning. She's basically manning. Like, she's tapped into CCTV in the area, sort of trying to skim off surveillance footage, just to sort of keep an eye on things.
Good girl.
And things are going well. You start to get some images of some people, like through the windows, starting to move. No one that's on your list, no one that you necessarily recognize.
Okay.
But there's movement going on in the Haven, in the suspected Haven.
In the suspected Haven. All right. Then definitely, I'm going to have John sort of install more bugs and stuff around it, not in super obvious places around that door, but I need to be able to get a good visual on people coming in and out of that room. And so I need him to put them like up where they're not super obvious, and we can come and get them later.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He infiltrates his way in. He essentially gets a range band closer into the perimeter of the place.
Yeah.
And starts to put a little sort of disposable, pretty easy to install, short range bugs that you can pick up from your van.
Yeah.
And make another roll for one of your people. Delilah, she, as you're sort of focused on John and his work, Delilah just sort of reaches behind you and like taps you, and like
I spin. I turn around. Like, what's up?
And she is quiet, and she just sort of starts pointing at the monitors, and you see there's just a couple of cars, a couple of cars have turned onto the street, the couple of streets that surround this area, like 5 of them, and they're doing so in a very coordinated way.
Can you flip the camera around so we can get license plates on those cars? I ask her.
She says, "Oh, let me try.
All right.
She starts trying to get into other feeds, because she's not into any of your cameras. She's into sort of the surveillance cameras around the area, and then as you're watching, the feed cuts off. Shit.
Fuck.
And then you hear from your walkie-talkie in your ear the staccato sound of a gunshot.
John, Jackson, you have to get out of there.
All right, Dylan.
They're firing.
Hi.
So Dylan, Madison, did you how'd you do on your rouse check there?
I failed that.
You failed that. So you come to this evening, and the first thing you recognize is the beast's claws, just letting you know.
One of those days.
But you're quickly distracted from that as you are opening your eyes and you don't see anything. And then you feel sort of constricted all around you. And you're trying to put things together, like where you don't know where you are. It's dark. You feel something all around you. Can you please roll Resolve Composure for me, please?
Luckily, I'm good at this.
Indeed.
Is this in response to any sort of power or just general?
Just a general.
Okay, because I have bonuses when it's in response to stuff. 3 successes.
3 successes. You master yourself. Calm. And you remember the previous night. What happened. You remember that maybe about 20 minutes before dawn, you got a message from the people who you've been in sort of communication with on the other side, that the time for initiation was near. And you were told to report to the botanical garden. And not wanting to miss the opportunity, you did so. And you don't remember getting buried in the earth, going to bed, but you were in a secure location in the botanical garden. But you're underground now.
This is why I never joined the Sabbat.
Indeed. It's not pleasant. The question I have for you is, as I mentioned, the 4 of you haven't had time to have a real sit-down meeting, but you have been in contact with each other off and on. Would you have told anyone before going to the botanical garden?
Madison, would you have told anyone?
They're definitely aware that I'm conducting like a deep fake thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he probably would have set up a kite string.
Okay.
Not saying where he was going, but if it's triggered, then it does mention where he went, if that makes sense.
Okay, and when would that kite string go off?
It would probably go off. Let's see, what time do we normally wake?
This time of year, around 8:30.
Yeah, it would probably pop off. We'll say 9:15.
Okay, 9:15. So not quite yet.
Yeah, if he hasn't signed on to anything and he hasn't manually chosen for it not to go out, then it would send out a mass communication of, hey, if you're getting this, the president has been kidnapped.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, it's as you're sort of acclimating yourself around, you feel it's not like hard packed earth around you. Like you feel like with a bit of effort you could probably get out of this. But your memory is starting to crystallize from the last night. And some of the... Actually, give me an intelligence occult roll.
Okay, I will. Oh, completely fucking failed that.
Completely fucking failed that. Okay.
Yike.
So they filled your head with a lot of arcane sounding mumbo jumbo referencing elder stuff. Like this must be some bullshit like that elders have to deal with, because you didn't necessarily pick up on what they were trying to get you to understand.
Well, it was clearly all bullshit, so he just didn't really pay very much attention.
So you feel like you could try and get yourself out of this, but you're also feeling something, a presence underneath you. Something's down there. Not so much in a physically down there, but you're beginning to feel something sort of at the back of your mind. Sort of this gentle, like the waves of the ocean on a calm lake. So, yeah, like the waves of a calm lake, just sort of gently washing up at the back of your mind.
No?
It's not pressing on you. It's just you feel as though there are waters that you could delve into.
I'm gonna harden my mind a little bit
Okay.
with
All right.
fortitude and dip a toe into the metaphorical waters.
Okay. So and when you sort of push your way just a little bit in, you feel memories that aren't yours. They're disconnected. They're not following a track or anything like that. But it's like you're dipping your toe into this deep well of strange other memories. And they are not pressing upon you. They are just there.
So Madison is still very not trusting of that, despite that, I guess, like he feels and he recognizes and even understands that it's not necessarily coercive, but his anarch traumatized nature, he can't trust the non-malevolence of the situation. So
I mean, you know you are here for some form of initiation. That's the thing you do know. You don't understand what they were trying to explain to you, but this is the situation that you're in.
He's basically going to approach this the same way he approaches most things, which is very gradually and very methodically.
Okay.
Like he's going to, in that kind of mind space, he's going to try to first orient himself and understand if there is any structure, and then he's going to try to establish a sphere of influence where he knows he can work out of, and then he's going to slowly try to inch outwards and piece together the situation. But he is very much opposed to the idea of kind of trust falling into this memory.
So, yeah.
Which Dylan recognizes as probably a failing strategy.
Oh, yeah. You try and establish order on this place. You try and establish your influence on it, but it is defiant of your attempts to shape it. It is simply what it is. It doesn't respond to that kind of manipulation. You gradually make your way in, slowly, surely, making sure you're not losing your footing, and the memories come a little bit more, but they are not here to be controlled. They're not here. You don't feel they're here to control. They are just sort of there. And there doesn't seem to be a way of structuring the water.
So Madison is going to continue. I'm not going to say plunge because, again, that's not really properly descriptive. But he's going to continue inching his way in, kind of moving and then checking himself and then moving and then checking himself, trying to get deeper and deeper for as long as he feels like he can maintain that, mind-memory barrier, which is to say he's pushing as far as he feels comfortable without risking losing himself in the situation.
Okay. I would like for you to give me a resolve. What would be a good thing to go with this? Give me a resolve awareness.
Okay. No, I clicked the wrong thing. 1 second. Resolve awareness. 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you walk deeper and deeper, keeping your control on it. And then you feel like the mental sand shifts beneath you, and you kind of plunge a bit ways, and you're hit.
I knew it was a trap! I knew it!
Yeah, your mind scrambles, and you're just hit by this wave of memory. And you're your sire. And you are in a library, looking through a book and slowly piecing together bits of information that you've been collecting for decades. And then you're back, and you're yourself. But you feel that pressure all around you now, metaphorically speaking, about waist deep.
Okay, I need to know what's in that book. Let's go.
Okay, so you plunge.
Let's fucking go.
Okay. Cadence.
I'm a big dick Ventrue. My mind is unassailable. It's fucking go.
Yes.
Alright.
You just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah,
Indeed.
it's not at
So-
all hubris.
Cadence.
Yes.
Given that Madison didn't tell anyone where he was going, what you're up to is you have been tracking down an older Gangrel.
Awesome.
Who it's been something that's been on your to-do list for a while. You've got a couple of things that you think that someone of your clan who's a little bit more knowledgeable than you might be able to inform you. You've got kind of a laundry list, and you are in the outskirts of the city, in a landfill.
Junkyard dog. Perfect.
Yeah, you're pretty sure this guy. This guy has just been here for a long time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he is they call him Hank, or Junkyard Hank, or there's all sorts of names like that. They're all delightfully hobo.
Awesome.
But yeah, he's just got this reputation of a guy who's been around for a while, who kind of knows the score about a good number of things, but very much likes to be left alone.
She can respect that.
But yeah, you are. What you heard from him was basically like he doesn't like unannounced visitors, but he doesn't have any method of getting in touch with him to let you know you're coming.
Whatever, that's his fault for being so hard to get a hold of. By the way, I did fail my rouse check, so to the surprise of absolutely no
A
one.
little hangry.
Yeah, she's always a little hangry.
That's your secret.
So she's gonna probably enter the landfill, just brazen as can be, and hope he notices her. She's not gonna try to be sneaky about it. She wants to talk to the guy.
Are you in human form, or are you going as any sort of animal?
No, she's just gonna be herself.
Okay, so you're just walking yourself.
Kind of hard to talk when you're a dog.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, you walk your way in. I mean, you kind of have to jump the fence. It's not hard to do. It's just, it's all locked up for the night, and they don't really let people in. But yeah, and you are amongst the junk and the refuse of the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
How are you? So are you like? Are you calling out to him, or are you just sort of wandering? What's your strategy?
She's gonna wander around a bit and see if he notices her first, and if she doesn't see anything, maybe 10, 15 minutes, she's gonna be like, yo, anybody here?
All right, give me a wits awareness, please.
Okay, will do. Wits awareness. That is 2.
So you let me make a quick roll here.
And actually, before you announce the result of that, can I say that she has her bolt cutters on her?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Don't leave home without him.
Hey, if someone walks up behind you, it's easier to swing a heavy thing you have in your hand.
And cut fences.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh shit, you can use these to cut bolts.
And if they have those good rubber handles, you can use them to cut electric fences. Just a thought.
Yeah, so you are sort of making your way through the piles of junk, and you sort of come around a corner, and these 2 huge cats, like, anybody know what kind of wild cats we have here in Georgia? Because I don't know that at all.
Bobcats.
Bobcats? Yeah.
Yep.
2 fucking bobcats the size of very large dogs.
Okay.
Like one of them is maybe about 5 feet away from about 10 feet away from you, like on the path that you're at. Another one
Okay.
is on top of a large shipping container.
Okay.
And they are just right in front of you.
All
And
right.
they are both crouched, hackles raised.
All right. I want to do sense the beast to see if I can tell if these guys are Gangrel that look like cats or if they are actual cats.
Okay, give me a roll.
I'm actually looking at it because I can't remember
Alright,
what it
I will
is.
also look that up then.
Kitty ghouls. That's my guess.
Sense the beast, resolve plus animalism versus their composure plus subterfuge. Okay. This is not a great roll, but it's a roll I can make all the same. And that is 2 successes.
Yeah, you don't sense any beast from them.
Okay.
But the one that's right ahead of you by about 10 feet pounces.
Okay. Sure. She's gonna try to jump out of the way.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and give me a Dex Athletics roll.
Okay. One.
One success. Yeah, it gets the jump on you. And its claws just sort of its paws just sort of push you over, and it actually bites you on your shoulder, and it's kind of sort of latched onto you.
She's gonna wince and bite back.
You take 1 superficial level of damage.
1 super damage. Okay, 1 super. Awesome. So yeah, she's gonna wince and bite back a scream, and then, through gritted teeth, she's gonna be like, "Your pets are cute, but I'm just here to say hi, so would you mind telling it to get its teeth out of me, please, and thank you."
All right, the second one's pouncing on you from above.
Damn
Fantastic.
these Georgian wildcats.
Right?
This place is just filthy with them.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you are not really able to respond to this because you have got a face full of cat right now. But it lands pretty much on your head, and just sort of it sort of bounces off of you, digging its claws into like one on your head, one on your shoulder, and you take another superficial level of damage.
Oh, great. Alrighty. Claws coming out. She's gonna try to get the one that's on top, that's in her on her shoulder. Right. She's gonna
make that
claws up into its belly.
Okay, make that rouse check to pull out the claws.
Oh, hey, she succeeded.
Okay, great. Are you taking any care to select which claw you're using?
At this point, it doesn't even matter, so no.
Okay.
That cat's been out of the bag for a while.
Fair enough. All right, make me your attack roll.
Okay, so what do you want for that?
That's going to be a Dex Brawl.
Dex Brawl. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I believe it's Dex.
4. That is going to be 2.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah, you manage to slice into its belly a bit. It disengages, and then the second one comes into your back. But
can't learn to take a hint.
Yeah, and it just sort of rakes down your back, and you take another level of damage.
Okay.
What are you sitting at now, Cadence? Damn.
3 superficial, I think.
Don't forget that I think you heal 1 when you try to rouse for the other thing, right?
No, that's
you have to
a separate rouse
specify.
check.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Actually, let me double check something. quick. Where? Because I, for some reason, don't have what my max health is. It appears to have been unclicked, so I have to look it up to see.
All right. Well, while you're looking up that, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Stamina.
So you wake up, and are immediately confused.
Yeah, that sounds, that's
yeah,
good.
no, that tracked, but this is a bit more odd. You are wrapped in a very heavy blanket, and you hear and feel that you're in a car, and it's moving.
Huh.
Give me a resolve composer roll, please.
All right. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so you pushing through the confusion. You remember, maybe about 40 minutes ago, you woke up before the sun went down, and you had this distinct impression that you needed to go to Lakewood Amphitheater. And you made a call and got one of your drivers, and arranged for him to pack you up and put you in the car and get you down to Lakewood Amphitheater.
As you do.
And it doesn't make any sense why you would do this. You don't know why. It just you remember having this intense feeling of needing to go there and just sort of acting on autopilot. But as you can sort of make your way out of the blanket, you see you're on 7585, getting off the exit to go to Lakewood.
Oh, good. So, gonna kind of glance up in the front seat and see if I maybe can see a face or anything.
It's one of the drivers that is from the service that you use.
Oh. So I wrapped myself in a blanket. That seems like something I would do. Oh,
This
because
all
it was still
makes way more sense now.
Okay, well, then I'm just going to put my headphones on and wait till I get to Lakewood, because clearly I need to be there.
Yeah, you just have this real strong feeling that you definitely
I have a feeling
want to
that
go to Lakewood.
I have a feeling
it's
that
a place
Alex
where
has
you
been
need to be.
summoned before. I have a feeling Alex has been summoned before.
Probably, yeah. Would you if you wanted to, you could attempt to resist this.
Yeah, but if I resisted it, then what would I do with the rest of my night?
That's true. All right, so you're just gonna roll with it.
Yep.
So yeah, couple minutes later, the car pulls in, and you're confronted. You're seeing it. You can see that there's something going on here tonight. There's like it's a Christian pop and rock festival. So they've got multiple stages with the hottest in Christ-based music going on. You pull up to the performer's entrance because that's where else would you go?
Right, obviously.
And your driver talks to the security guy. Security guy kind of looks in, seems to recognize you, and just like, oh yeah, no, he's totally on the list. Keep on going.
Cool. I'm gonna put myself together a little bit because I'm gonna be meeting someone tonight.
Indeed.
So glad you're an exclusive VIP at this very specific Christian rock get together.
Well, I think I probably just have VIP status at Lakewood.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah, probably. So yeah, the car pulls up. He says, your driver says, yeah, you wanted to go to, yeah, okay. He starts driving around, and he goes to one of the sort of the back stages, to the sort of the loading area of one of the stages that are sort of off to the side. There's more security there. They definitely do the look in, and you seem to be expected here as well.
I'll attempt to cross myself in solidarity with my Christian friends.
Give me a quick wits insight, please.
The thing that says don't fucking do that. Hold on a second.
I mean, hey.
It might say that.
Who knows? We're having a good old time. A quick wits. Oh, that's a good roll. And then insight. Oh, that's also a good roll. Oh. Things are just going great. 2 hits.
2 hits. It's not until the car passes by that you realize you recognize that security guy.
Okay.
And that is one of the ductuses of one of the local packs.
Oh, this is great. Everything is going great. I'm excited about this.
Oh.
So yeah, car pulls up. This is where you wanted me to take you, boss.
Yeah, it is. Keep it running. I don't know how long we'll be.
It's your dollar.
Yep. And I'm gonna get out and go where I just feel like I'm supposed to be going.
Yeah, you definitely feel like you need to go towards the stage. That seems to be where you're getting drawn to.
I go towards the stage.
Okay. So yeah, you you see a couple more people that you recognize, and they sort of just give you that shark shit-eating grin, but do not make any sort of moves on you, and let you pass onto the stage.
Cool. I'm gonna kind of wave to them,
Okay.
say hello, because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm just gonna go straight. I guess.
Yeah.
there
So when
somewhere
you
on
go
the stage
when you hit the stage, you basically you're at the side of the stage right now, and you see there's kind of a lectern podium set up, and there is someone standing at the podium addressing the crowd.
Do I feel like he's the one that I'm headed towards?
Absolutely. That's definitely the type of person that you need to be here.
Do I recognize him?
Before I answer that question, please give me a composure and wits.
Oh boy. One, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah. You're under the effects of entrancement.
Oh yay.
And that's Carl the Idiot, your sire, and he's just, man, it's been a while since you've seen him, and he's just really looking good. He's actually looking really good. He's got a nice suit on. His normally sort of ratty black hair has been styled and slicked back. And you sort of catch him in the middle of just this really, really rousing, very impassioned call to the audience, just riling them up, and you just feel this wave of charisma coming off of him. You're not exactly sure what he's saying, but it sounds right.
Huh. That's alarming. Well, I'm going to go present myself to him because that's what I got to do.
Yeah, you come onto the stage, and he, without skipping a beat, just starts he turns to you, welcomes you, embraces you, and then just presents you to the crowd. And you are seeing roughly about half, you would suspect, the Sabbat population of Atlanta. Is just there, like they're attending some sort of rally. They've got weird signs and banners, pictures of Carl's face, and they're just reveling in whatever he's saying. Give me a wits insight roll real quick.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Oh my god. Yikes.
This is so surreal.
I know. Imagine just the big pictures that were printed out and what they were printed out on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
2 hits.
2 hits. Yeah, like a part of your mind realized that he is just spouting the most empty nonsense rhetoric. Like real like base level nationalistic, Mussolini 101 kind of stuff. But it sounds great and the crowd's eating it up. And he uh, goes on with his speech. He kind of motions you over to the side for a little bit, where you see your sister is there, completely dolled up, nicer than you've ever seen her. Hair styled, makeup, $1,000 dress, and she is just like waving out to you and waving to the crowd, this perfect plastic smile on her face.
Does this enrage you?
More confuses me than anything else. I'm gonna go stand beside her, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I just kind of wait and see what happens here. This is definitely not my sort of I'm not confident that this is gonna go well for me.
Probably not. No. Yeah. So, Willow.
Hi.
Yeah, you get on the horn. You get to Jackson and John. John comes out. John comes back on the radio. He says, "Extracting. Planned rendezvous point, or is that compromised?"
Planned rendezvous point.
All right.
Have any of us been hit?
I don't have visual on anyone else. You're
right.
not getting any response back from John.
Fantastic. All right. I'm not hearing anything from John. I'm going to investigate further. Meet where we were supposed to.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So what are you doing?
I guess it's time to sneak about to where I know John was last.
So you're getting out of the van.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What are you taking
Luckily,
with you?
I'm taking probably a gun and knife,
Okay.
and a vest that will make it look like I work somewhere that I don't.
Okay. Are you taking one of the radios as well?
Yeah, I probably am.
Okay.
Put it all on mute for the moment,
Sure.
because I'm going to be doing level 2 obfuscate
Okay.
to skulk about.
Okay.
And
all right. Go
find
ahead
my
and
John.
make the rouse check for that.
Excellent. I don't get hungrier. Cool.
Okay. So you are this is Cloak of Shadows, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think is it that or is it Unseen Passage these days?
It's the one that you can move. It's one or the other, but if
Yeah.
you're doing it level 2, it's the one that you can move.
I can move about. Yep.
All right. Yeah. You feel this cloaking, enveloping invisibility of the mind wrap around you, and you're heading to where he was.
Yeah, the last place he updated me that he had gone to.
Okay.
Essentially.
All right. Please give me. You know where that is, so it's not hard to find it. But please go ahead and give me a Dex stealth roll.
Of course. It's my best roll, or one of them. Hunger dice. Four, and one of them is on a hunger dice.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
So yeah, you make your way, and you sort of round into the back alley where he was, and you see two people there, sort of securing the area. And you see one of them is standing over John.
Great.
And the other one is just sort of doing a perimeter sweep around the alley. What are you doing?
All right. From where I'm standing, how does John look? Does he look very shot? Do I smell blood?
You do smell blood. It's not a lot of blood. You can give me a wits awareness.
All right. One.
You think he's breathing. You can't tell for certain.
Great. You said that they were in an alley?
Yeah, they're in the sort of the back alley where he was getting closer.
I'm going to be making a I'm going to be making a noise at the mouth of the alley in order to get them to move.
Okay, so you are trying to distract them.
I'm actually what I am going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to text Delilah to stand at the end of the street. Not stand, but in the van at the end of the street. And when she sees two people exit the alleyway, to screech her tires away.
Okay. So you're basically having her roll up on the edge of the alley, and like.
So that way, when they exit, they'll see a car screech out.
Okay. So how are you? Are you still making a noise?
No.
Okay.
Not
So
yet.
that's what
I'm
you're doing.
going to text it. I'm going to text her.
You're going to text her to get her to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe about 30 seconds go by, and you hear the tires squeal. And one of them heads out and runs to the entrance of the alley right past you. And is looking at the car. Like you see him like pull out. You think it's a smartphone, but it's something. He grabs the license plate on it.
Good job. I'm so glad we have that fake license plate on.
Indeed. But yeah, so what are you doing?
Okay. So one of them has moved and the other one hasn't?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to incapacitate the second one.
Okay.
I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to use teeth or not.
How are you doing it?
I don't want to do it lethally. I don't want to kill the guy in the alley. But let me see. He wouldn't expect me. I'm going to I would like to do a maybe dex and melee to choke the guy out with a flashlight or something.
Okay. Give me that roll,
I just
please.
want him to be very quiet.
Okay. He is not seeing you, so there's no contested roll here, but let me know how you roll.
All right. Would any of my rapid reflexes or fleetness help?
Yeah, you can add your celerity to it.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, hell yeah. I'm on fire today. Something bad's gonna happen. 4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah, he's not expecting it. And you get him. You get him from behind, and are able to sort of get that flashlight on his artery, just cut the blood flow, and it's a little bit of struggle, but he goes down.
Cool.
It's not going to last long, you know.
Nope, it sure isn't, but I just need enough to get my guy out of here.
Okay, so you're going for him?
Yep. I'm gonna figure out what's up with him. Is he responsive?
Yeah, when you go to him, he's very sluggishly responsive. You definitely see the bullet wound in the back of his shoulder.
Oh, love the smell of that blood, but we're very busy right now.
He's probably in shock.
Yeah, but he can move, right?
You can help him move.
All right, we're gonna help him move. I'm sure
Okay.
he had a second car around here.
Yeah, so you're not in obfuscate anymore.
No, I am currently not.
That is not a thing that's happening.
No, not if I touch him. If I touch him, it's done.
Yep. Well, when you touch the guy, he went down.
That too.
So yeah. I need you to give me a wit stealth roll, please. Sorry, a dex stealth roll, please.
Sure. Probably to avoid any cameras that I know are here that aren't mine.
And like the other guy at the end.
And the other guy coming back, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, my hunger dice. 3. Oh. 3, and there's a a skull on a hunger dice.
Okay, that's fine. As long that only matters if you don't roll any successes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get him and book it out of the alley before the other guy turns around and notices you. You think the only cameras that you get caught by are the ones that you set up?
Yeah, I'll have to look at that later.
But yeah, you're out of the alley and you are on the way to his sort of bug out car.
Just throw him in the back seat.
You hear over the radio, Delilah says to you, "I picked something up on the wide range scanner."
What'd you get?
Um,
As I'm starting to like drive and pull away.
yeah, you're getting in the car as this is happening. It's weird. I don't know. They're talking some sort of code. They said something about a blank.
I need you to go through and I need you to start wiping footage from the past hour.
Done.
For all of the cameras around here, all of them, and on my route out, all of them now.
Yes, ma'am.
When I start driving.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a wits drive roll, please.
Yes. Let's drive. Could I apply any celerity to this?
No, I don't think celerity goes with driving very well.
All right, we're one
success.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
get caught in traffic.
No, you don't get caught in traffic. You think you're fine. Give me a wits awareness, please.
Route wrong. 2. Ooh.
Yeah, you got a tail.
Okay. I'm gonna have to lose him then.
Madison.
Hey.
So you go into it, right?
Let's fucking go.
Okay. So when you plunge in, you see a brief moment of that library and that book, but you're going deeper. Whatever this memory tide is, it is dark and deep, and the currents are swift. So you are not able to see that book in any sort of detail.
I don't want the book.
And scenes of other people's lives are just flashing by you. And time gets very strange for a bit. And when you sort of anchor yourself, when you get your feet, you feel like you're fully in someone else's memory. You kind of have an idea of what this memory is. You know the general shape of it, but you're also you as well. So it's a very odd feeling. It's kind of like you're having a double consciousness.
Right.
Going on, and the other consciousness is pridefully nervous. Very assured, but there is still this sort of baseline of anxiety. What is
the? Go ahead.
Yeah. You know that you have prepared for this night as best as you possibly could, but so is your sister.
Okay.
And you are on a ledge overlooking a valley. And you see 2 camps of mortals separated by maybe a mile and a half of forest. And you can see you can see the fires of their camps from here.
And by camps, you mean military camps?
No.
Okay.
Not maybe. You're seeing no traces of modernity here.
Huh.
Like when I say camps, I mean like leather tents.
Gotcha. So those could be settlements or military. There's no way to know.
But there are fires. There's a big fire in the center of each, and there's sort of picket fires all around it. And you look to the one to the south with pride and assurance that seems to be yours.
Right.
And you look to the north. That's your sister's. And you know that it's been decades preparing for this night. You've been fostering these people to show your sire your worth as a leader. And you know that rewards are on the offer. The shape of your future is to be determined this night. So what are you doing?
Well, if I feel like I've prepared as best I can, then what I need to know is not more about my own situation, but more about my potential opponent's situation. So I'm going to focus on the other camp and trying to spot any abnormality, any indication, anything that could better inform whatever's about to follow.
Roll your wits and investigation, and you can add 3 dice for aspects.
Interesting. I got 2 successes.
Yeah, you let your senses wash out and reach out into the night. And you see, you can see and hear the edges of the camp. And you see that they have many, many people and weapons arrayed, getting ready. You see them sort of arranging them and getting them in position as sort of a fallback armament. These are very simple weapons. These are stone, wood. These are not anything. You can't see any metal, any worked metal here.
Everything's personal scale, nothing large.
Yeah, maybe some bows and arrows that are, bone tipped. And they just seem to be. From what you can see from here, you see them sort of readying a fallback position.
Okay. So if they're readying a fallback position, that means they have some sort of plan in place, a condition under which they would go to that. So that means that whatever the condition is something they anticipate, or they wouldn't be wasting their limited resources. If they thought they could win in a straight-up fight, they would equip themselves to win in a straight-up fight. So that indicates tactically that she thinks she will not win a straight-up fight and will require a fallback in order to be able to match with the force, which means... So Madison is going to try to estimate, kind of going off this theory, the margin by which the forces kind of compare in terms of direct combat capability.
Okay.
Give me
an intelligence leadership roll.
Oh, okay. I guess I will do that. I got 3 successes on that.
You definitely think you have the superior force. But in terms of just straight up training, weapons, manpower, but you know she has you beat on sophistication of tactics.
Right. Which explains why she has the secondary plan. So the plan that Madison is going to concoct is to handpick a small number of his followers that he knows are the most capable when it comes to woodsmanship and quick movement, basically scouts.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to torch the fallback position.
Okay. You have one of your aide-de-camp here, and you can convey that. When you talk to them, you know that you're communicating, but it's weird. Like, the words that are coming out of your mouth are unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
But
Speaking some tongue that I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And your orders are given, and your sort of your scouts, your woodsmen, your people who can move quickly through the woods, start enacting that plan.
And then at the same time, we're going to engage the main force with appropriate timing based on the amount of time it will take them to get from our camp via the route they're going to take to the fallback position. We're going to engage just slightly preemptively so that even if it is detected, it'll be hard for them to divert forces to do something about it.
Okay. So as you are putting your plan and your strategy into motion, you feel the tug of a summons. And you know it is not wise to resist when Father calls.
All right, Madison's going to go against his nature and roll with the narrative here.
Okay. So yeah, you feel yourself pulled up the mountain ridge, up the mountain trail, and maybe about 5 minutes before you reach the point of where you know Father is waiting for you, you see your sister Tulia coming up the other pass from the other side. And she nods and says, "Brother."
I respond in whatever the weird language is.
He says, "I suppose this is part of the test.
Perhaps.
If we've done our jobs, then, well, they'll act accordingly."
I can't help but think that, well, in any case, I think you're correct.
And you walk together up into this sort of sparsely appointed cave mouth, where this throne made out of bone and antler and dried sinew and leather sits, and Father is there, and he is looking out past you, out into the valley, and he sort of absent-mindedly motions for the two of you to sit on the lesser seats at his side.
All right.
Cadence.
Yes, I'm currently getting my shit kicked in by bobcats.
Indeed you
got it.
are.
You'll be all right.
All right, so you have been, you've clawed one of them off you. The other has striked your back. What are you doing?
She's gonna turn to try and swipe at the other one and see if she can get that one to back off too. She
Okay.
bares her fangs and snarls at it as she whips her claws around.
Okie dokie.
That.
Drop to die.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. How many successes?
I got 3, 2 of which are crit.
Okay.
Not a messy crit, just a crit.
Okay, so you crit, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, you dig those claws in. You twirl around, you hit back, and you rip this thing's face off. Like it's coming for you, but you just lightning fast rip into it, and it goes down. Like it sort of twitches and is panting and is not at all happy. And that's when the second one comes in at your back.
All right. Am I rolling anything?
Yeah, you're not rolling anything for this.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets you real good this time. It gets at your it basically gets right into your thigh with its fangs and just sort of digs right into that muscle. You take 2 superficial damage.
All right. Yeah. No, she's starting to get a little angry.
Uh-huh.
Just a little bit. And
Okay.
is
Go ahead and roll your your unspent willpower then.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
you are taking some serious heat here, and the beast is not happy about that.
Mm-mm. Luckily, it's the start of a new arc, so I don't have. I mean, my willpower isn't great
Yep.
to start, but I am rolling max. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah. The world goes red. And when you come to,
Bye, kitties.
yeah,
R.I.P. Bobcats.
you're
tried.
not where you were.
Great.
You have a very strong hand at the back of your neck, essentially scruffing you. And it is just you are being dragged. And the beast just sort of snarls out a few times, just in frustration, because you have been just contained by the strength of this grip, and it's out of frustration that the beast goes away and recedes back into you.
Okay. All right. So I'm not really aware of what happened while the
Yeah,
friends.
no, it was all
Okay.
red. It was
All
all
right.
red.
Fair enough.
You've got blood all over you, and you're not feeling great.
Okay.
But you don't think. Well, you didn't. You haven't taken any more damage than you did. But you are.
But I imagine there's a sort of exhaustion that
Oh,
follows a
there's
frenzy.
There's
that
a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it's a little rough, but you're still you're coming back to yourself and in your mind.
All right. So she is, as she's being dragged, she's probably not going to fight it right now. She kind of wants to take a moment to sort of get her bearings. What the fuck?
All right. When the fight goes out of you, you are dropped. On the ground, near a lawn chair.
Do I see who
Glamorous.
was dragging me?
Yeah, you do. You see a middle-aged African-American gentleman, scraggly beard, the sort of poorly styled hair, a little bit of salt and pepper in it, but not much. Just sort of wearing an old army jacket, probably somewhere in between World War II and Vietnam.
Yeah.
Army.
Okay.
And he just sort of plops himself down, and he has one of the cats there in his other arm, and he pulls out a pretty big Bowie knife and slits his own palm and just starts feeding the cat blood.
I kind of figured that was the situation.
Yep.
And he's not paying attention to you. He's taking care of his cat.
She's gonna give him a minute. She can realize when it is not the time. And once he's finished with that action, she's gonna say, "Sorry about the other one."
Look at this cat. Goddamn.
You tell yourself not to get attached. And mostly it works. But he was a good boy.
Oh,
Put up a good fight.
you killed the good boy.
Good boy.
Well, that's what I expected. Now I don't like visitors. I really don't like visitors who kill my cats.
That's fair. In my defense, one, I would have said I was coming if, I knew a way to say I was coming.
Yeah, don't you think that kind of conveys a message in and of itself?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm stubborn. What can I say? Aside, Scott, what specifically am I looking to get out of this guy? Where does he fit into the stuff I'm investigating?
From what you've heard about this guy,
Okay.
he's an old hermit that is a rough and tumble bastard, but he has a similar reputation to Beckett amongst the clan.
Okay.
But not as scholarly or academic about it. He has a reputation for having a lot of hands-on practical experience with a lot of weird shit.
Okay. All right,
So
thank you.
You think that you think probably the best Gangrel to talk to about the stuff that you're looking for is Beckett.
Mm-hmm.
But good luck getting in
Good luck
contact with
finding
that
that
guy.
guy.
And, by reputation, she's probably the type of guy she'd just be like, "Psst, fucking nerd," and ignore him. So.
Exactly. But this guy, and he's close, and this guy's close.
And this guy's close. Yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah.
She's gonna say, "Yeah, no, I realize you want to be left alone, but you seem to know things, and when people need to know things too, you put two and two together. I got questions."
All right. Well, we clearly share blood.
Something like that.
So, let me do the math. We're kin of a sort. You do show courage. But you showed up uninvited and you killed Samuel.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to show up uninvited.
I'm doing the math.
Okay.
3 questions.
Sure.
And you owe me a major boon.
Fine.
Moon don't last all night.
Oh, okay. So, first question. You know anything about Lilith?
What a loaded question.
He stares at
Damn.
you for about 20 seconds. Not blinking. Not really moving at all.
Go for the throat.
Subtle she is
know.
not.
I know stories. I know myths. I know she's got followers. I know that if she's real, then she is the mother of all. If she's anything. You got anything a bit more specific? I'll let you drill down a little bit more on that one. Because that's a
real
big,
generous.
big question.
Okay. So let me just give you context for this situation.
Oh boy, context. Oh boy, I love context.
Yeah, well, it'll be easier than asking a million nitpicky questions. So,
Lift your sleeve that's written all over your arm.
she's like, so I got these big old fancy doodads, and she shows him the weird metal claws.
I
And
noticed.
Yeah, so I got it on somewhat reliable, I don't want to say authority, but I don't know, whatever. People seem to think that these are related to her somehow, and that I was given them for a reason, and I can do some real fancy cool things with these fuckers. But so basically I'm just trying to figure out like what her deal is, like why like this and she motions to all of herself seems to be important in the grand scheme of things. I'm don't want to call it soul searching, but it's weird,
All right,
and I want to know
all right,
why.
All right. Well, I don't know why, because that seems to be your business, and I don't exactly have her fucking cell phone.
I'm just looking for anything I can get.
Here's what I know. Here's what matches all the stories that I know. There's a bunch of bullshit. Here's what I've heard that sort of corresponds to itself. So, all right. Well, all right. Hold on. You know Kane, right?
Yeah.
You know the general
Mhm.
belief regarding him.
Yeah, the creation myth, as it were.
Yeah. Well, so Kane got himself a boatload of curses from the angels. At least that's what
Right.
the story says. And basically his life was shit. And then he found Lilith. And they hit it off. And she taught him how to use those curses and turn them into power.
Okay.
And then something went wrong between them.
Messy breakup.
Like, in an epic scale, yeah.
Okay.
And then sometime later, a bunch of stuff happens, and there's not a lot of corroboration on any of it. She seduces, kidnaps, converts a handful of his grandchildren and their children, a bunch of fucking licks.
Mhm.
And she brings them over to her garden somewhere. And then Kane finds out about it, and he takes his children and a bunch of his grandchildren, and they roll into her garden and they murder everybody and everything and burn it to the ground. And since then, she has not been a fan of Kane or anything related to him. Those are the two things I know that the stories all agree on.
Okay. All right then.
Alex.
Damn it.
Ah.
Got so many questions.
So yeah, Carl is just into it. He is preaching up a storm, and they are eating it up. And still in the back of your head, even though you're buying into it, like it sounds really good, he is saying nothing. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, like, good for him for finding his truth.
Yeah. And your sister Alyssa, she seems to be just eating it up, just smiling out at him, smiling out at the crowd, and she sort of just reaches out her hand to you.
Really, I'll take her hand. She's my sister. I trust her. This could not possibly go wrong.
So she grabs your hand, and you feel something not quite burning, but very prickly on her palm. And she just grips your hand in a death grip.
Aww.
And you drop out of the entrancement and the summons. You're full of yourself again. And she is just smiling and waving, and you hear something that you've never heard before. You hear her talk. And she just says, under her breath, through gritted teeth, Alex, I know you haven't used the cup. There was a reason I made him give it to you. You need to get the fuck out of here.
I kind of look at her and through my little like laughing, and this is great. I'm gonna say, yeah, I kind of thought that might be the case.
Hard to get them to drink from it,
I'll,
Tough sell,
I'll do my best. I gotta go.
She
right
she
now.
takes her hands away, and when you look down, you see this sort of reddened crescent moon pattern has been sort of pressed and raised into your hand.
I'm gonna immediately look at her left hand. Does she have a crescent moon in her left hand?
You see a glimpse of it before it disappears. It's a black crescent moon.
Oh shit. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop laughing. I'm suddenly not thinking anything is funny at all.
And she just run like Carl just sort of motions over to the two of you, and she just runs up to his side and like puts her little arm around him, and he says, "Now go and fulfill your destiny, my friends. Feast on the faithful."
I'm gonna run and try to fulfill my destiny, but I'm gonna be like, gotta go, and I'm gonna try to get the hell out of here.
Okay. So are you just bolting, or are you trying to sneak away? How are you doing this?
I'm trying to do that thing that I do where I'm following the music, so it's not that I'm running necessarily, it's that I'm just being Alex, and this is not anything he needs to pay any attention to.
Okay, so you're just sort of trying to Homer fade into the
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Give me a dexterity stealth, please.
Oh no. There are other rolls in this game that I have higher than that one, but I assumed that
I'll let you roll with stealth.
Oh, whew, that is a little better. All right, and then my big old stealth dice of none. All right, this is going to be great. Nothing is going to go wrong, and I'm going to roll a messy critical. All right, that's fun for me.
Okay, so you manage in a total like flip like nightmare logic decision. You see like a pack of Canites just sort of moving across like over the field out into sort of the general area, and some instinct just tells you go with them.
I go with them.
Yeah, and you just sort of fall in with them, and they are moving around the back of the amphitheater up into where you would get into sort of the back lawn. And they are they're like a pack of like wolves on like stalking for easy prey out on the outskirts.
Okay.
And you get far enough away from the main action with them, and they just seem to be fucking in it to win it. They're not noticing. They're just seeing, hey, another part of the pack is with us.
Right on.
So you get far enough away from the main action, but you're still with these guys. What are you doing?
Let me look at sheet for a second. How many of them are there?
There are 4 of them.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the thing again. I'm just gonna be like, oh look, a quarter, and I'm gonna try to walk away and see if anybody tries to stop me.
All right, make a wit stealth, please.
I got 1 success.
All right, let me make a roll for them. They're not the brightest boys.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, they fall into a group of people, and they don't seem to notice you, but they have just they're just going to town on like a little private prayer meeting of teens out on the back lawn of Lakewood, and they do not see you fade away.
Well, those teens were probably going to have unprotected premarital sex later anyway, so they had it coming. I'm gonna go back to my car and get the hell out of Dodge, and I'm
Okay.
gonna text Madison.
Okay.
Oh, yikes.
Interesting.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna go over
Okay.
grand.
All right. Yeah.
Oh.
You.
Fuck.
Yeah. You managed to. What you do is you do text Madison. You realize that car. You told that car to wait backstage. So you
Oh, no.
basically text the number you have for that guy to meet you out on basically the exit, like the actual like patron exit.
Right.
So he meets you up there, and you start going. What do you text Madison?
Big gathering of big gathering of the sword tonight inside the city.
Oh, man. Rough
Also, I think my sire is possessed by Cain, and that's it. I don't know what else to say.
Okay.
Do you put any emojis in there just so like he knows the tone?
Yeah, like a tongue sticking out, winky face,
Oh, not like the upside down smile.
and then 5 skulls.
Okay. Nice. All right, and with that, we're gonna take our break.
Yes.
So we will see you all in a couple of minutes, guys. Thanks for watching.
Sorry.
Hello, welcome back to Simulacra Studios presents Vampire the Masquerade: Burn It Down. So, Willow, you are in a car.
Oh, hi.
You have John there. He is in shock, bleeding from a shoulder wound, a gunshot wound. You are driving away from Midtown, where you think that the Toreador Primogen has its haven.
Yeah.
And you have a tail. What are you doing?
Okay, Scott. So I'm not as familiar with the Atlanta area. However, I have heard through you that there are some really rough intersections.
Oh yeah.
Like some like crazy from like all angles sort of intersections. Would it be possible for me to maybe lose someone at one of these terrible intersections on like a no green arrow left turn or something? I don't know if they do that, but from the looks of those
Give me a wits drive.
all right.
Run a fucking red light.
Listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Can I please what again?
Wits and
what?
drive.
Wits and drive. Can I please spend a willpower?
You don't need my permission to spend a willpower.
Thank you. All right, and that gives you 3 extra.
3, and it lets you re-roll 3 black dice or 3 normal dice.
All right, sounds like a plan. All right, so let me re-roll these 2 because the other one was my right. Okay, all right, 2.
2 successes.
Yeah.
Let me make an opposed roll for that.
He's also as good.
Okay, yeah. You make a crazy, you're not supposed to do this kind of turn into one of the weird ass, like, I know I shared it in the Discord. Somebody made a occult runes of the intersections of Atlanta. If I had that up, I'd tell exactly which one you were in. But yeah, you make a totally illegal but crazy ass turn into one of those, and you can see that they are not able to follow you through.
Thank you.
You are momentarily distracted when your phone loudly goes off
Shit.
with a sort of an automated. It's a sound that's associated with sort of like an emergency text.
Oh shit. from the coteries like emergency text
I
thing?
mean, I'm imagining you're not looking at your phone while you're
Hell no.
when you're doing some Fast and the Furious shit,
Hell
but
no.
you could assume that it might be from that channel.
Yeah. So as soon as I make that awful turn and I feel a little bit better, I'm gonna get Delilah back on the walkie-talkie and
Okay.
tell her that if she can get rid of if she can make the intersection footage at that specific intersection cut out just a little, that would be great. Would love that. And
Like, I'm very busy with trying to scrub that area, but I will add it to the list.
thank you. And
Um,
eventually I will text and drive. Sorry guys.
Okay, so when you glance down at the phone, you see ultra secure vampire kite string from Madison that basically says, if you don't hear back from me by this time, I've gone to the botanical gardens.
What time does it say on the text? I say as I'm like,
It's 9:15.
is it 9? What time is it now?
It's 9:15. Like it was an automated text that he sent out.
He's at the botanical gardens. I look in the back seat at fucking John bleeding out.
He's not bleeding out. Like his breathing is a little bit more stable, but he is still clearly in a lot of pain and he's not cogent right now.
I say to him as like I'm like opening up his like middle console and his what do you call that thing on the passenger side?
Glove box?
The glove box. And I'm like opening it up, like looking for like tampons or something to throw back at him. He's been shot before. He should know this.
There's emergency medical tampons.
I'm like, John, do you have a Tampax in here? Are you okay, John? I'm not even like looking back. Like if I find them, I like throw them back.
You find something. Like you find like a pretty dense thing of Kleenex in there, and you toss it back, and he just sort of very unsettlingly like tries to start patching himself, but he's not doing a very good job.
All right, I would like to get Jackson on the line to see if I can.
Okay. Yeah, you patch him
trade. I'm like, hey Jackson, John has been hit. We need to meet up so you can get him some emergency care.
He's like, all right, do you want me to leave the rendezvous point?
I kind of consider where the rendezvous point is and where I am and then where the botanical gardens are. Would it be more convenient for me to like get him to meet me somewhere or for me to go to the point to drop off my John?
You think it's probably closer to you think you can hit the rendezvous point. Okay. It was designed to be pretty close to where you were.
All right.
But you think that's probably a better first step.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be dropping him off. Don't take him to a hospital unless like it's bad, you know.
He's all like, standard procedure. We're doing crimes.
All right, no problem. You're the best, Jackson.
She's like,
I signed this dude's checks. He's like, whatever.
We're doing crimes.
She thinks to herself, I should probably like text James for some Vico or text Alex for some Vico or something. I put that in my mental sticky note wall.
Noted. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So you managed to manage that transition. Now, the Botanical Gardens, it's in the north of a place called Piedmont Park, which is the biggest sort of public park area in Atlanta. Very firmly in Cam territory.
Mm-hmm. What the fuck is he doing there? I say as I'm in Cam territory, fucking around.
Yeah. I mean, you are there as well. So yeah, what's your plan? What's the op?
All right. So once I drop everything off,
Madison, did the text like say, "Come find me" or "Come rescue me"?
Yeah,
or...
tell me what's up with that.
It probably said. I'm trying to think of how he would word it. I'm probably okay. but you might want to be around.
She as she's kind of like rereading the text as she's like ripping off the license, the
Mhm.
like one of the license plates on the
Mhm.
car she got away in, and putting on another one. She's just like, should I call him? All right, no, I'm gonna call him. I'll see. He might not pick up. I say as I'm putting decals on the back of this getaway car and peeling off other decals.
Now,
Do I get any sort of response from Madison?
Madison, question about your phone security. Is it possible to pick up your phone without like putting in an unlock code or anything like that?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Madison. You.
Oh no, it's biometric.
Is-
I have enough computers to have a fingerprint scanner. I'm not.
Okay. Now you do have to blush of life every time you do that, but
It's really, really easy for me
fair enough.
Oh yeah.
as high humanity.
Fair enough. So yeah, it goes to voicemail. What's Madison's voicemail message?
Hi, you've reached M. Leave a message.
Great.
Super useful.
Yeah, I say putting the car keys in Jackson's hand, and we're gonna leave that car to get picked up by someone else. I'm gonna
Okay.
get into another one.
Yeah, that's a thing that can be managed.
Yeah. Just have cars everywhere and you'll be okay. It's expensive, but you know what? So worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in one, and I guess I'm gonna hang around the botanical gardens
Okay.
and like keep trying to call him because I'm like, what does this mean?
Yeah. So the botanical gardens is not. It's like it's kind of
Peanut.
like the best way to describe it is it's like a museum. It's not just like an open to the public kind of place. Particularly not like it's a place you have to buy tickets to get into. Piedmont
Oh.
Park, on the other hand, is just a big ass park.
Is it like right next?
But it's part like Botanical Garden is like a part of the park, but it's definitely like its own kind of separate place. So you can hang around it, but getting in, like, there's a lot of security. There's like,
Oh wow, yeah, it's fancy.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if they still have the Alice in Wonderland exhibit. I really want to go to it. If
I think I just saw a thing for that.
they do.
So she's gonna hang in the parking lot, and she is gonna leave a message
Okay.
on the answering machine, and just be like, let me think. I got your spooky text. I guess I'm here now? Question mark. Smiley face that's upside down.
Okay. All right. Noted. Madison.
Yep.
In this other memory, it's been some time. Father has not spoken or moved. He is just sort of staring out into the valley.
Mm-hmm.
And your sister, Tulia, has not said a word or made any sort of movement or attempt to get his attention whatsoever.
I'm not either.
Okay.
I want to know how the fight's going. It's all I care about.
Yeah, if you want to make wits investigation plus 3 dice for aspects, you may.
I think I sure will do that. That is 3 successes.
Yeah, you sort of cast out, you sort of look where your father's looking, and just sort of look around. And the fighting is very bloody and brutal.
Ugh.
Yeah, whatever.
But it looks like your tribe is doing well.
Yeah.
And a couple more minutes go by. And you believe, you can't say for certain because you can't see everything, but it looks like your tribe has secured victory.
I'm not going to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
I just ever so slightly incline my head in the direction of the other two.
Tulia is stone-faced. Your father leans back in his chair. The crown of antlers is resplendent as always.
Oh.
And he looks to Tulia, and he looks to you, and he says, "You both have done very well. You honor my training and my tutelage of you. I have 2 rewards. The first is that one of you may continue with this life, with my backing, with my resources, with my wisdom. And you will build a lineage that will last until the final nights. But there is, of course, with every rose, many thorns. Your bloodline will last until the final nights. It will not survive it. There must be a culling. The other will be free. Free to make your own way. Free of any obligation or tie. It will be as though you are not my child. I will call upon my brothers and my sisters. One of them will take you in. My son, as you have achieved the fullest victory, you may choose which of this reward you take.
So Madison wants to say freedom, but that is not what comes out.
That is actually what comes out.
Oh, okay. Even better then.
You're remembering, Tulia is the name of your great grandsire, like the one who's accredited with being the head of the bloodline.
Right.
So,
Okay.
simpatico, the 2 of you say freedom simultaneously, without hesitation. And he says, very well. He sort of motions deeper into the cave and says, you may take with you 2 of the things that I have given you. And then we are no longer child and sire. And then he sort of reaches out his hand to place it on Tulia's shoulders. There is much that we must discuss, my daughter. And he never looks upon you again. As you go deeper into the cave, you feel your control lessen.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sort of riding along with this memory now. And you go into a chamber. Very definitively pick up a dagger and a leather satchel. And then you turn and you look into a very ornate mirror. A very distinct mirror that has recognizable symbols on it. Like you feel this image of this mirror is imprinting on your brain. You know you will recognize this mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And you see yourself. Not Madison, but you see this dark-skinned, black-haired, clad in leather armor man. And as your memory is pulling back and pulling out of these waters, you just hear that other voice say, "We should talk." And then you're in the ground.
That's dope. Okay.
I wish I was also eating popcorn. Oh my god.
Yeah. Once Madison comes to, he's going to calmly, but with determination, begin to remove himself from the temporary grave.
Okay. You're able to do it. It's not hard. Like I said, it's very loose pack earth.
Good, because I have strength 1.
Yeah. It takes a little bit. It takes... Okay, and then it does take a little bit of effort, but you're able to do it.
A poor shovelhead you'd make.
Mm-hmm.
And you come out, and you are in one of the exhibits. Like it's basically kind of like an indoor orchard of trees that are local to the area, like old tree, like very these are like saplings of trees that are like deep woods, Georgia forests, that have been regrown here in this place. And there are 2 people just sort of sitting on a bench. One of them is just kind of playing with a phone. The other is just sort of sitting and watching. And when you get out of the ground, one of them just sort of comes up to you and hands you your phone. Says, "This has been going off."
Well, I'm very busy. I'll catch up with it. He puts the phone
Like-
back in his pocket.
All right. We were only paid to like watch and make sure you didn't make sure that you came out. So you should probably
All
get the
right.
fuck out of here.
Scram.
Yeah. Well, good job, since I. Anyway, see ya.
Okay, Cadence. So
Yes.
It's amazing.
you are digesting what you just heard, and you're
Mhm.
thinking about your second question when your phone goes off very loudly.
Excuse me.
And you see that text from Madison.
Fuck. He can wait. Ugh. I got
Everyone's
shit.
just telling each other, I'm too busy right now. I love it.
And she's going to. He's a big boy. He can take care of himself. And so she's going to shove the phone back in her pocket and be okay.
It's
Sorry
awesome.
about that. Question 2. So there's a lot of weird shit going on in Atlanta right now. I mean, I don't know comparatively how weird shit normally gets because I've only been here like less than a year. But so we've got weird like plant blights, and we got fucking possessed Toreador primogen, and we.
Is there a question in here somewhere?
What do you think is going on in this city right now? All the weird shit.
All right,
Mine
well,
does
I'm going to
always-
go with the first thing you mentioned. There's something going on with nature, for lack of a better term, as far as I can tell, as far as the animals that I am in contact with can tell. Something in the air. It's been happening for the past couple months. It's not natural. It's everywhere. You're not okay, so you don't how long you been here?
Scott, how long have we been here?
You've
God,
been
since-
here
6 months about.
yeah, about 6 months. Like you came in at the end of at the end of last year. Like
About 6 months.
all right. So you've been through a spring, right?
The player does not know to what
you've
he
been
is
through a
referring.
spring.
Okay.
So you yeah. So you know how fucking pollen everywhere?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Something tells me that it's gonna be real bad this year. I've seen things going on. They tell me, I hear about the climate's getting all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But the birds, the insects, they just say that it's gonna be real yellow. Like
Alright.
real bad, real yellow.
Just gonna...
They get allergies too, right?
Didn't know that. She
Right.
pulls out a pad and starts taking some notes out of her pocket. Just a little like 4-inch flip pad. I'll make sure to stock up on Allegra.
I hate to tell you this,
Hmm.
but that kind of shit, if you want real answers, you gotta talk to the fucking wolves.
Ew.
They know that shit better than anything that we can.
Uh,
Like, I know a couple,
okay.
but it ain't worth my time to make that kind of introduction.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't ask you to anyway. I got ways.
If you want real answers, I'd go to them.
I've got
Okay.
my ways.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. Third question. Because clearly we've exhausted what you can and are willing to tell me. On the off chance, severe off chance, that for some reason I need to talk to you again, is there a better way than me just walking into your fucking junkyard like I own the place?
No.
I mean, I assume you're gonna be calling in a boon somehow, so I'm gonna need to know.
I can get in touch. I have my ways.
Okay, but if I need to get in touch with you, reboot.
That's not how it works, sweetie. But fair. I'm giving you 3 questions. I can answer that. When the moon gets full, I come into the city. It's not
Okay.
worth my time to be out here when the moon's full.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bar I go to.
Gotcha.
And he lists off the name of some piece of shit hole-in-the-wall bar.
Which is fine. She'll write that down in her notepad and shove it back into her pocket.
That it?
Yeah.
Then get the fuck out of my junkyard.
Happy to do so.
Let me mourn my cat.
And she gets up and stretches, cracks her knuckles, and walks out of the place just as brazen as she walked in.
Okay. As you're getting up to go,
Mm-hmm.
make me a wits athletics roll.
Okay. 2.
You don't have any celerity, do you?
No.
Just thought.
I've got a level of potence and a level of fortitude.
That's fine. Just make me that roll, please.
Oh, that's a lovely 3 dice.
When you turn around, quicker than you can react, you feel your shoulder just get blown away.
Ooh.
You take 3 superficial damage.
Okay, so I've now filled up on superficial. Does that mean that I just start rolling over into
Yeah,
ag?
you start rolling over into ag now.
All right.
But yeah, you hear the gunshot after it you feel the pain.
Is Hank the one who shot her?
Yeah, like you turn around and you just see a fucking huge ass hand cannon behind him. And he's like, "That's my fucking cat."
fucking fair. And she's just gonna.
Fuck you and your cat.
He doesn't seem. He puts the gun away.
You can't even be mad about that.
I know she can't even be mad. She's like, you know what? Fair's fair. And she's not happy, but she's not gonna retaliate at all. And she, like I said, she's gonna walk right out and, maybe spend some blood as she's walking out to patch some of that up before she
make
gets
the
up.
rouse checks to heal however much you want to heal.
Okay, let's see how far I can go. At least get the ag off.
Well, do you have any aggravated damage on you?
Yeah, I have 2.
Okay, so oh shit. So you actually need to roll 3 rouse checks for every ag, and you can only heal 1 ag a night.
Okay, so can I heal some of the superficial then?
You can heal some of the superficial.
Okay, alrighty. So then she's going to adjust her scarf so she can hide that.
Uh-huh.
And so we're going to take off 1, so that puts me... And I do feel a little hungrier.
Oh shit.
I'm at 3 now. Let's go 1 more. She sucks at this.
Oh boy. So yeah, you're healing it up, but the beast is just like, go fucking kick his ass. He's got some old blood in him. That'll heal you up real good.
She's
Fuck that guy and fuck his cats.
No, she needs him for later. But she's gonna seriously consider, and she's gonna look back to where she's walking from, and her fangs are probably out, and she's salivating a little bit, and then she's like, "You know what? Nope. We're just gonna find some drunk ass tool, wandering, dumpster diving, whatever, and we'll go to town on that guy."
Okay. All right. So Cadence. Is that the first order of business? Or are you looking
That's the
for
first order of business.
Okay.
Then figure out what's up with Madison.
Noted. Okay. So you're on the hunt. Alex, you meet back up with your driver.
Yep.
Seconds after you hit send to the text to Madison, your phone goes off loudly, and you get the kite string from Madison.
Oh. That is exactly what I had hoped would not happen. So I guess driver, I want to go to Midtown, to the Botanical Gardens.
He's like, they're probably closed at this time of night, sir.
Nothing's closed for me, man. You know who I am.
I do know who you are. Fantastic. To the Botanical Gardens, then. All right. So he starts driving you up. It's going to take a little bit. You're in the south side of the city. You doing anything else on the way there?
Yes. I have retainer 1.
Okay.
I am going to have my retainer drop by the house and bring me that cup.
Okay.
Oh!
He is on that. Okay.
Can you bring some Vicodin too? I'm about to send you a house meme being like, hey, can I buy some Vicodin?
You get that text, yeah.
Also bring me some Vicodin.
I'm in the parking lot, like waiting for Madison. Just be like, hold on, I need to get an appropriate meme.
So, Madison and Willow. Madison, you find your way out of the Botanical Gardens. Into the parking lot where you see a car just sort of. I'm assuming, like, eventually you guys are able to reconnect over the phone.
That's my first order of business. The moment I'm away from
you get
agents.
you get the voicemail from and the text from Willow. You
Yeah.
see Alex's text.
I pretty much skip all of that and send a message that basically cancels the status of the kite string.
Okay.
And
noted.
send a group message that says, I'm good, but we need to hook up. Like, we need to meet.
Yeah. So some texting goes back and forth. You hook up with Willow first and foremost.
I will totally pull my car up. Like, I'm gonna pretend to hit him with the car at an incredibly low speed. I'm just like cruising along, just getting real close to him.
Yeah, he
I
puts
roll down the window.
He puts 2 hands on the front of the hood and then falls down comedically like a football player.
I roll it down. Get in the fucking car.
Oh, but I'm dead.
Okay, then I'm going home.
No, hold on, wait. Listen, I need to make jokes because my night has been really fucking weird.
Same, get in, whatever.
All right, yeah, okay, let's go.
Okay.
Your dusty ass sitting down in my car.
He's gonna brush off.
So
What a
yeah,
fucking
so
monster.
yeah, you're definitely able to get in touch with Alex. So are you guys are you heading back to the communal haven? What are you guys up to? You haven't been able to get in touch with Cadence yet. So what are the three of you doing?
Remind me if I'm incorrect here. Am I not the only one who actually lives at that haven now?
You are the only one that actually lives at that haven. Cadence has stopped living there.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify that because I had a cool idea earlier.
Okay.
I can take you home or whatever.
Yeah, we should really try to get everybody together.
I don't know. The last time we were all together, I had a really bad experience. I'm not looking forward to a repeat.
Listen, I'm fairly sure. Actually,
I'm not going to be tricked
I'm
into
not
a
even
blood
gonna.
ritual. Is that what you're saying? You're going to promise?
I
me
mean, the odds of us
tonight
getting
I'm not
drawn
gonna
into a
get
blood
tricked into a
ritual
blood
again
ritual?
are like 0.
I'm not.
Oh God.
I still feel dirty from that blood ritual. I cannot.
mean-
I say as I'm pulling out, like I cannot express to you how capital B bad I feel for getting peer pressured into a fucking blood ritual
So I'm
after
gonna
all this
go ahead
goddamn
and,
time.
I'm gonna go ahead and be setting up for the blood ritual back.
Thank you. Thank
I
you
love
for
it.
picking up what I'm putting
Okay.
down.
I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do, but I promise you, it's not gonna be a fucking blood ritual, okay?
Okay. Me and you have to talk anyway too. Like
Yeah,
about some
I gotta.
serious shit.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
sounds like we're gonna have a wonderful evening together.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the three of you are able to start making your way. Is it the communal haven that you're heading to?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
It's gotta be.
Okay. So Cadence, you find yourself a homeless person pretty easily in this area of town. And I'm not even gonna make you roll. Actually, yeah, I am gonna make you roll. Give me your dex brawl. I can't hear you.
I said, sorry, you should totally make her roll because
Oh, yeah.
she's at hunger 4
Yeah,
and
I really
also
should.
bleeding profusely, and she gives no fucks right now.
Mhm. So yeah, go ahead and make your dex brawl roll to take down a hobo.
Okay. That's actually
Hobo
not the roll I was
takedown.
going to expect you to ask her to make, but
I
maybe
mean,
you'll
you're,
ask
you're,
me to
you're
make.
pretty much in hunter mode right now. So
Yeah. I love dice pools that are fucking 7 dice. And oh god, so many hunger dice. That's 5, but no crit.
Okay. Yeah, you take down this hobo with expert ease. How much do you take from him?
I'm actually gonna roll my willpower.
Okay, do
To
it.
see. Yeah. See if she can stop before she kills him. She does.
She stops.
You
before he
sound
kills
so
you.
sad about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you leave this poor guy. So how much do you take? 3?
3.
Okay, yeah, you leave this guy in real bad shape.
Yeah.
But he's not dead.
Yeah, she didn't kill him. That's the important part. But he might die of exposure, but that's not important. She didn't kill him.
Fair enough. Okay, so when you are sort of wiping your chin, the blood off your chin is when your phone goes off again.
Ah,
and you-
fucking hell! They're so needy tonight.
and
She
you
looks
you,
at
you
it.
see the string of text of like canceling the kite string, and then the litany of we have to talk messages.
About how far am I from the communal haven?
You're about 30 minutes out if you catch a ride.
She's gonna call Madison.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys are pulling up onto the street where the communal haven is, Madison, your phone goes off. It's Cadence's number.
Yeah, he glances and sees it's Cadence and answers immediately. Hey, what's up?
I need you to do that magic caw thing.
What is she saying?
She needs me to do a magic trick. I got it, Cadence. Just clap your hands 3 times if you believe in fairies.
No, like I'm like half an hour away. I need a car.
Okay. I mean, I'm actually gonna do it, but you do have to clap your hands.
Wait,
I'm
where's
not
she
clapping my
at?
fucking hands.
I
Send me
mean,
the
I can't
car.
do the trick if you don't clap your hands.
I'm
Just
super
imagine
serious.
me doing it, and she
When should
clicks
I be
off the
turning?
phone.
If we're gonna go pick her up, I need to know.
No, I'm just gonna call for her. It's cool.
Okay, cool. Because
Okay.
I just.
After she hangs up, he goes, "Well, not only did she not clap, she also didn't tell me what the fuck she was."
We're gonna hand wave that. It's gonna be fun.
that's like the end of the scene. That's the last one.
No, she'll text it to you. She'll
Alright.
realize that like 30 seconds later and be like, oh fuck.
So
Jump cut.
here's how's we're gonna handle it. Willow and Madison get to the Haven first. Alex, you rendezvous up with your retainer, real quick. He hands you the stuff, and so Cadence and Alex show up at the Haven around the same time, and you guys are there. That's the scene.
Yo.
Hey, Cadence, what's
Hi.
going on? Long
Oh
time
yeah, she
no
looks.
see.
Oh yeah, Cadence looks like she has been through a fucking meat grinder.
You look
Holy
great.
shit.
Ugh. I feel like sunshine and roses.
You want a fucking paper towel, mate? Like.
What the fuck happened?
The fucking Gangrel thing. Don't worry about it.
It has been a night, you guys.
Oh yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
has been.
Kate's gonna walk over to the sink and like get a wet washcloth and start like wiping some of the blood off of her face.
Hmm.
So, it looks like it's been quite a night for everyone. Who wants to start?
I'm gonna
Madison, he's
start.
the one who sent off worrying texts.
So I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna go second because why the fuck are you holding that, Alex?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. So, long story short, do any of you actually really know anything about the Sabots?
I
Only
know what
what
I
you
know from you,
told us.
basically. Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, so I'm going to TLDR it for you because we're all busy, Kindred, and we've got stuff to do. My sire is one of the dumbest and least charismatic Kindred I've ever met. And we just saw him, like last week or a little, maybe last month. And
Actually, no, you didn't
tonight-
see him. Yeah,
Oh,
you
it
haven't
was
seen him in a
exclusive to
long
you.
time.
Okay. But it still is jarring that he's this much
Yeah.
different.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen him in a while, granted, but tonight I did see him using really big words and preaching like Joel Osteen to a crowd of hundreds and setting them loose on a bunch of church kids. Scott, is Lakewood, what territory is Lakewood in?
Lakewood is Sabbat territory.
Okay. So that's generally a sign that the Sabbat is planning something big, but that's not actually what is particularly interesting to me. What is interesting is that he used presents on me, and my side does not have presents. And what is even more interesting is that my sister, you remember my sister, lovely young lady.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a member of the Sabbat's secret police.
You guys have
I'm
got a
sorry?
secret police?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's hard to explain. It's like,
How about you do your best?
okay, right, I'll try. So think of a death cult,
The
right?
Inquisition
Like-
would be more the secret police.
Yeah, I know,
But anyway,
but
that's
I'm
just
trying to
what
explain
I
it
was
to
saying.
you
I'm
guys.
sorry. Ignore me.
So, all right. So, okay. You know how, like, there are cults devoted to death and destruction, right?
Yeah, cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine that the Sabbat is one big cult devoted to bringing about the end of the world, more or less. And then within that, there's a dedicated core of absolute fucking bonkers militants
Okay.
that are devoted to doing sort of like special forces operations, like killing high value targets or extracting great information from people or something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is one of them,
Okay.
and I just found that out tonight.
Okay.
I mean,
when
that-
my
makes sense. I would imagine they're somewhat secretive.
When my sire, oh no, she told me.
Well, right, tonight.
Right, when my sire summoned me to appear with him on stage for reasons that I can't possibly begin to understand. But one of the things that she was very clear on is that things are going to get worse, and that whatever is happening is connected to all of us, and that she gave us a way to find out more about it, and that we've not been paying attention to it.
What?
So that's the cup, and we need to have a talk about the cup later. But please,
Madison just closes his eyes and does
I zing a couch cushion pillow at Madison with just all the strength and speed I have in my arm.
he just takes it.
Flap.
He just lets it.
so yeah, it's just a very minor blood ritual. Anyway, so how was your night?
Shot
Okay,
up by the Second
the
Inquisition.
Point of order.
Yeah, go on.
Actually, point of order for me. So the weird text that Madison didn't send off, regarding the location of the Southern Lords when last we played, is that something that is common knowledge to the coterie?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I told everybody about that.
Okay, cool. She's gonna be like, okay, so we got Mr. Meat Puppet for whatever over here, and she points at Madison, sends off a text to the Sabbat about the location of one of these old as fuck vampires. And then your sire shows up doing things that he should not be able to do. Now, I may be dumb as fuck sometimes, but put two
Yeah.
and two together, I think he done got eaten something.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's more likely that he done ate something.
Yeah, no, sorry.
that's what she
Like I
meant.
said, I can be dumb as fuck sometimes. Ugh.
You might be dumb, but you're right.
No, you're absolutely right. I think that my sire has probably sank his fangs into something, and that thing now has control over him, and not only over him, but as far as I can tell, over most of the Sabbat. And interestingly enough, the one Sabbat that I didn't see tonight was the Archbishop.
I mean, it makes sense that if anyone's going to resist that sort of thing, it would be someone in a position of leadership.
Right.
All right. So we got to
Yeah,
worry
that's
about
fucked.
that. Yeah.
It's bad. It's really bad. Yeah. No, everything's terrible. We're all gonna die, but please continue.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. I'm definitely sinking pretty low into like a despair trench, and I'm really getting down in there.
Hey,
I have a really good YouTube video to show you.
I'm mad at you right now.
It's okay.
I mean, you could have got shot tonight. She motions to her
I
shoulder.
got
Oh
shot
yeah, it's just a
at
fucking
tonight.
meat hole.
God, cover it up. I don't want to look into it.
Fine.
My guys got shot at by the Second Inquisition tonight.
Ooh.
Are you
What's
fucking
it
serious?
Still here?
I mean, he should be okay.
Everything is
just a-
terrible.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
honestly thought it probably couldn't get worse than the party. I thought that would probably be a pretty low point. I've kind of been plateauing for a little bit, and it's getting worse.
It's getting worse, yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm not drinking out of your fucking cup, man.
Well, let's get through everybody else this night, and then we'll talk about that, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Anyone else?
Madison?
Okay, so you guys know how I've been trying
Vegan?
to. No, not that part. That's not a thing for. That's not part of the problem tonight. Working to get in further on the inside of this whole Methuselah thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
So they had me undergo some sort of memory link, I guess is the best way to put it. Where I
Like
got
what we did with the Ravnos lady?
actually it was really fucking similar to that. Now that you mention it, Like, I hadn't thought about it, but it is strikingly similar to that exact experience.
My condolences.
It wasn't so bad. I saw what I think is the history of my lineage.
Is it all bad?
It's not. It's weird. I'm descended from a loser.
Aren't we all?
No, so what I mean by that is it was like a competition, and I was inhabiting the brother out of this brother-sister pair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whoever won would get rewarded. And it turns out the reward was to choose whether or not that person, or choose which of the two siblings would like retain the favor of their sire and which one would be free. And the guy that I was rolling with, I was kind of like, I was him, but he was also him. It's kind of weird. But he won, but he chose for his sister to be the one to become the head of the lineage. But there was this prophecy involved that the bloodline would be annihilated when Gehenna came. And I recognized her name, and she was definitely my grandsire.
Well, then that prophecy mostly came true.
It sure did,
Almost.
which really gives me a lot of questions about the whole the me part of that.
So I've just a question,
Mhm.
a philosophical question, actually.
Sure.
Are we taking for granted that this may be a stupid question, but it's one that's important to me? Are we taking for granted that that Gehenna's over, that it happened, that that's what it was? It was the culling and all of that?
Yeah, I don't know if we can necessarily assume that's correct.
Right. So, yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Cool.
It just keeps getting better and better.
Because I know that when we were telling each other bedtime stories in the Sabbats, the Gehenna was the end of all things, not just most things. Like, it's obvious that the calling is part of it, but
Maybe it's a slow burn.
I'm sure that it is. I mean, with vampires, it takes the worlds a long time to catch up. I would be very cautious in assuming that your competitive lineage is not still out there.
Oh, I definitely. The other guy didn't die or anything. He just got to go create a lineage without his sire's support, but which didn't carry this, I guess, fate necessarily.
Well, which lineage was supposed to be wiped out in Gehenna? Yours or the other one?
Mine.
Oh shit! So I guess we know then.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So, yeah. That was my night.
Yeah.
Fun times all around.
Cadence, darling, what did happen to your shoulder?
I killed some guy's pet and then he shot out my shoulders. Revenge. No, it's totally fair. I kind of deserved it.
It's just one of those things where you are not using, like, you're not using sort of grandiose language, but you're telling a grand story in only like 5 words.
Okay, so I went to see this old Gangrel fucking named Hank because I thought I hear stories that like he knows shit about weird shit, and so I was like, hey, I'll pay him a visit. Maybe you can shed some light on all the weirdness that's going around.
Yeah.
And so he's got these 2 big old like bobcat ghouls, right? And I see them before I see him, and they attack me. So I push one of them off, and I totally like swipe the face off the other one because it's biting me and it hurts. And I don't want to be attacked by bobcats. Who wants to be attacked by bobcats? So yeah, no, I totally offed one of them, and then I kind of maybe blacked out for a little bit, and then found Hank. We had a discussion, boils down to he doesn't know shit and I need to go elsewhere. But yeah, on my way out, then he shot me.
Tonight fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Sort of shitty to shoot you in the back like that.
Well, I mean, like I said, I killed his cat. I can't, someone off one of my ghouls, I'd want to get back at them.
That's I guess a Gangrel thing, the canon retribution or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, no, his advice to me was to go talk to the wolves, which I'm not keen on, but I can do, I think.
Wolves, huh?
Werewolves.
Ooh, no.
No.
Well, we say no, but
I mean, Madison and I met one.
How
So
did
pretty
we
well.
get, how did we get mixed up in all of this?
you think I fucking know? If I wasn't in so deep right now, I just pack it all up and go back to Boston. But nope.
yeah.
Boston.
I kind of feel like I have to see how it ends.
Okay,
Like,
so we're pretty sure that your sire, Carl the Idiot, is the one who diablerized the elder that was in that mansion, right? Do we all agree
I
that seems
feel
like what's
that is
happening?
Highly likely, yes.
And we're on a dead end as far as the claws go, Cadence, unless we can get in contact with the lupines and somehow make a pitch to get them to talk to us in a way that doesn't involve biting our
well,
fucking necks open.
I think I might have an in.
Okay.
I don't know how solid that is, but I think I might have an in.
So Willow, what's up with the Second Inquisition?
Oh,
They suck.
Well, yeah.
I was stalking Brandon Moss's house.
The
And it turns out
Primogen?
Yeah. And it turns out they were too.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's bad luck.
Wait, so
Kind of a fucking mess.
how
I wonder if he knows.
tin foil hat time?
Okay.
How do you
Ready.
know it just wasn't a Second Inquisition trap? How do you know it was actually the Primogen's place and they just didn't set it up to try to lure someone in?
I was investigating whether or not it was. I cannot confirm whether or not it was. They kind
Okay.
of got in the way of that. I mean, there was a pretty substantial trail of breadcrumbs, but if it was a sting, I sure did fall into it.
So how much did they get? I mean, did they get you on camera? Like, what do we need to do?
Oh, probably not. They probably didn't get me on
Okay.
camera, but they sure did shoot one of my guys.
Is he okay?
The wound didn't sound like it was sucking. He's probably fine.
Okay. I mean, if
Oh,
you need...
Alex, did you bring the Vicodin?
Oh yeah. I've got Vicodin and Oxy, whichever you want.
Both. Whatever.
All right. So
Poor guy.
hand her the bottles.
I just give him just a wad of cash, just here you go. I'm sorry, it's crumpled. I washed it in my pants. I'm sorry.
Just do be somewhat careful with that Oxy. Despite what you may have heard, it is quite addictive.
Oh, it's
Wait,
not for
what
me.
else would you have fucking heard? Other than it being addictive. That's the only thing I've ever heard. What are you talking about?
Oh, there was a whole.
Some people
thing.
have a good tolerance for
Like
it.
there was a lot of posters in the 90s about how it wasn't addictive.
Right, in the 90s. Right, that makes
Oh.
sense.
Yeah. Anywho, so I mean, aside from my Vicodin, the Second Inquisition, and gunfire, how okay are you guys with subdermal microphones? Have you guys ever had those put in?
Like under your skin microphone?
Have you guys ever had one put in?
No.
No.
But that actually sounds really fucking dope.
It's dope as fuck. It's some Tom Clancy fucking bullshit. It's
Yeah,
great.
that sounds like some fucking Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have some. I haven't installed them in anyone myself personally. Salvador had someone who's really good at that kind of stuff, like surgery shit. So I mean, it'll be a bit of a hack job, but I can do it. You guys down for that?
Maybe.
Yeah, you guys are going to be down for that because at this point, it
Yes.
seems like everybody here has some spooky bullshit going on the side.
All right.
So especially
down for
you.
it.
Can
And I
you
point
turn
at
them off?
Madison. What?
Can you turn them off?
Yeah. I can.
You can also
down
just
for
rip
it.
it out if you don't
I
like
turn
it.
them off? Could I turn it off?
Could rip it out.
I'm down for it on one condition.
Cool. What is it?
It's time to talk about my thing now.
Oh fuck! All right.
Wait. One more. You guys know anybody who can erase memories?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, excellent. We'll talk.
Wait,
Alright.
you're that good, really?
You can talk.
Well, I can't really erase them, but I can make you unsure of what happens.
Gotcha.
That's not good. That's not good enough.
Oh, no, I can't.
Alright,
Actually, I might be able to. I don't know. I haven't tried, and this thing keeps happening where sometimes I try things,
It
and it
terrifies
works.
me.
One of the Tremere that are in the gang, you know that I'm talking about. The one that has the really nice library.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them might have a lead on that. I can talk to him for you.
Cool. I'd like to set up an appointment with one of them while we install these things. Awesome.
I still did
Oh, I
not
see what you're getting
say
at.
I am okay with having a microphone in my skin.
I'll be honest with you, Cadence. I actually trust you a lot because I don't think you're duplicitous or charismatic or particularly manipulative. It's everyone else.
I
Including me.
appreciate that trust. I got things I don't want you guys knowing about.
I think she's
What are
saying
you
it's
up
cool if you
to?
don't have one.
Oh, okay.
What could you possibly be up to?
Listen, she doesn't have to tell us. It's her business.
I guess.
Okay.
That
Alright.
being said, Cadence,
Mm-hmm.
if your business gets you into a bad fucking situation and
can't
you
help
don't
you.
have one of these things, we can't help you.
Okay, so if I am going out specifically to do something, then put a bug on me, sure. But if I am in my own haven on my own time, that is my business.
Sounds fine. Whatever.
Okay.
So wait, just to be clear, you think that I might be up to something?
Madison just stares really sharply at the fucking Valdery cup.
At this point, I'll be real with you. I don't like to throw the word compromised around a lot. It's just everyone here has a lot of weird fucking ties. He's blacking out and shit. Secret fucking handshakes. Come on. You got summoned to what? A fucking Sabbat party?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think all four of us have our own questionable
Yeah, I know I do.
entanglements, but I trust you guys.
Wait
If
a
I didn't
second. Wait,
trust you
hold on. I just realized something. Oh fuck.
Hmm?
You're absolutely right. We do. The three of us have.
You guys have
Oh
some
my
magic
God.
bullshit going on.
No. Listen. This is great. I am deeply tied into the Sabbat. You are now deeply tied into the Camarilla.
That's not.
And this son of a bitch is supposedly one of the founding bloodlines of the Anarch movement. And then we have Cadence,
Who's a Gangrel?
who's completely independent.
Well,
Oh,
except
but she's
that
an
she's
Anarch
got
movement.
ties to Big L and possibly the other Big L and also wolves.
Okay, the wolf thing is just because we managed to talk to him that one time.
But that means something,
But
don't you
if
think?
whatever you've got going on with you is something that only they're going to understand, that means you guys are tied.
Okay.
Don't you think that means something, though?
Yeah. It means that it's all going according to whatever fucking plan that the people who put us here had. They wanted us to get our fingers into every fucking pie in the city.
Mm.
Oh, that makes me feel real good. Like I'm
Oh.
completely out of control in my fucking life.
Welcome
We-
to the
Yeah,
jihad,
love
baby.
that.
We are
Oh,
pawns
fuck.
of the fucking jihad, aren't we?
Oh, every time you say it makes me want to die just a little more.
Well, we
Thanks.
all know what happens to a pawn when they make it all the way across the board, right?
They become
No.
a queen, girl.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let me tell you about this ritual.
It's true.
I'm all ears!
Specifically speaking, yes, this is a Sabbat ritual. But it's one that, of all of the Sabbat rituals that exist, and there are some horrific ones, this is the one that, even though you know that I left the Sabbat because I hate the way that they prosecute their war. But there are things that they hold that I still believe in. I believe in the Voldery. I think it's one of the reasons that they've become such a force, even though they're a third the size of the Camarilla. What it does is it ties a group like us together in a mutual. It's not really a blood bond. It's not like the blood bonds you're used to. but it is a mutual
Bond of blood?
blood bond. Yeah, I ran out of other words there. There are benefits to it. The primary benefit being that we will absolutely know that at the heart of us we cannot betray each other. The other benefit to it, Scott, stop me if I'm wrong in V5. I don't think I am, though.
There are no official Voldery rules for V5.
Oh, shit.
But I know what I'm gonna use.
So
And
is your...
you can
is
assume
your-
your general Sabbat lore
is correct?
Is correct, yeah.
The grand benefit of it that I think specifically, even though I know, my darling Willow, you don't want to do it, you can't be bloodbound while you're committed to Voldery.
I mean,
You could drink all of that son of a bitch's blood you want, and he cannot have power over you. But you would have to trust all of us to have some degree of power over you.
I'll have to
Also, if the Anarch movement finds out, if Baron Tren finds out we've done this, he'll kill us all.
Well, fuck the Baron. I mean, regardless of whatever this is.
I've got some implication from our
Madison?
buddy and
Do me a favor. Give me a intelligence occult roll.
sure thing.
If you have any, yeah, you have one of the things that like has Anarch Law or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Add whatever bonus you get from that.
Sure will.
Well,
4
he's-
successes.
Nice.
4
I'm a vampire
successes.
lawyer.
Yeah. So you've been looking into this kind of shit and like the sort of the you've been looking into sort of Anarch and other weird shit kind of stuff. And something that you've heard rumors about is that this Voldery thing is not purely a Sabbat thing. There are Anarchs who do it and have been doing it since the revolt.
All right.
They're very rare, but it's not. It is part of that heritage that it's out there.
Okay. Everybody hold the fuck up. I want to show you a PowerPoint. He goes and gets his computer.
Of course he has
It's
a
not
fucking
actually
PowerPoint.
it's
He
not
has
actually a PowerPoint. It's just it's metaphoric. It's in spirit. It's a PowerPoint. It's my notes. Just
Okay.
fucking hold on. He gets to the computer and he pulls up and gets through the several layers of cryptography that are on the very important notes on his computer, and then he kind of turns it around, and it looks like it's basically it's like a genealogical chart, but rather than being genealogy, it's descendants of pre and post revolt bloodlines, basically tracking bloodlines he's been able to figure out. There's a lot of blank spaces, but there are a few spaces that are above the point of the first Anarch revolt that still have their lines kind of in continuation. The Voldery, according to my research, that was created as part and parcel of the first Anarch revolt, not by the Sabbat. It's how the people of the first Anarch revolt, the kindred of the first revolt, broke their bonds, and it's what made the revolt possible.
Huh.
You are such a fucking nerd, and I actually love it sometimes.
Well, yeah, this is the authentic me. The
How
important
well
part
do you
about
think
that,
the people
ahead.
around here know that? The culture of Anarchs around here.
I would say that maybe one of those Tremere, because they are really well educated, and possibly the Baron, depending on his depth of lore, might be aware of this.
But most
But I
people
have evidence. I've got my receipts. Okay. By precedent of whatever you want to call this shambling simulacrum of Anarch law that exists in the world,
Yeah.
it is not technically against the precepts of the movement to engage in this sort of thing,
But
because
you know
it
what
is
peop-
something.
But
that
you
is
know what people are gonna think is we've got an ex-Sabbat with us. Is
sure.
You
yeah.
stole it.
Well, obviously I stole it. I'm the one
Yeah.
that's going to perform it.
We're
Exactly.
gonna keep it on the DL. I'm just saying if this gets out, I'm actually pretty sure that I can argue the case successfully.
Is it weird that I feel really betrayed that I was made to believe this was a Sabbat ritual?
I mean, it's 99.9% that, and the Sabbat doesn't consider themselves strictly, I guess, or I should say, they're the real anarchs, right?
Right, that's what they
In-
believe, yeah.
In their eyes, they're the ones who stayed committed to the cause. We're the ones who chickened out. So from their perspective, it is a Sabbat ritual. Anyway, all of that is really kind of etymological. The point is, if we do this and someone finds out, I don't think we're completely fucked.
Okay. All right. Well, it's still creepy as fuck, and I don't like it. But if we do that, I'll do Willow's microphone thing.
So it's 1 and 1 is what you're saying.
I think
mean-
they're both terrifying.
Yes. One seems a little scarier than the other.
Yeah, I
I've
agree.
been
I just don't
bloodbound
agree about which
before.
one.
Yeah.
And I've done the Voldry before. It's quite nice. You'll like it. Or you won't. I don't know.
I'll have to think about it.
Obviously.
I'm in.
Okay. I'm not gonna make that sort of decision right now.
No, you should take
I will.
time, but
You should
Alex,
definitely-
I'm in.
Is it something that's permanent, or do you have to like keep doing the thing?
You have to keep re-upping it, as it were. It's generally speaking, as long as we remain with each other, it's not permanent, but it doesn't require a lot of upkeep. But just like a regular blood bond, it requires some ritual upkeep.
Okay. So if we try and decide, hey, this ain't for us, we could easily just let it go.
Yeah, I mean the problem then becomes that we are all blood bonds to one another, so it becomes
Right.
more difficult to decide that you don't really want to be anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as I've said, the thing about the Sabbat that made me want to leave was not this.
Mhm.
This I always thought was, it made sense. But-
I'll be straight with you. I actually kind of like the idea of taking back the Anarch birthright. This is our shit, not theirs, as far as I'm concerned.
You think?
I mean, it absolutely was created during the Anarch Revolt, so yeah.
It's a tool for fighting our oppressors.
Do you
Okay.
think if you can persuade enough anarchs to want to participate in it, it'll be too inconvenient for Baron Tran to try to dole out punishment?
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily want to go say singing the good word or whatever, but
No, we'll definitely be killed for that.
if it does come up,
Can
I-
anyone
I-
tell? Can people tell?
I mean, can you tell somebody's bloodbound?
If anyone would like to roll intelligence occult,
4 again.
I'm not even gonna try then. I mean, might as well. I also got 4.
Whoa.
That was a max roll on mine.
She's
That's
like, well,
awesome.
actually.
It's like, hey, I actually know a thing.
so you do know that those with the sight can detect when someone is under the effects of a blood sorcery ritual. This is a form of blood sorcery. It's not as potent or codified as the shit that Tremere can do, but this is blood magic. So, but you don't think that anyone could tell what exactly you have on you. And blood sorcery has proliferated out from Clan Tremere. So at most, someone could look at you and say, they have a blood sorcery ritual on them.
Mm-hmm.
Not what blood sorcery ritual they have.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, behaviorally, somebody who's really, really attentive, maybe they could pick up on it. And I suppose people with the third sight might be able to, see it hanging on us. But theoretically, they shouldn't be able to tell it from any other fucking ritual.
Okay. That's promising. Do you know that for a fact, though?
Which part?
That they cannot tell.
I mean, I know this for a fact. Somebody using that power of the blood can't tell the difference between one Tremere blood ritual and another. I know that. That's something I have experience with. I know a little bit.
Okay.
I heard that too, so the fact that
Okay.
I also, like, and I don't know shit about things normally, I think that speaks to something in there being right.
And we have Tremere friends, or at least contacts, in the movement. Nobody's going to be weird about it if they see we've got some rituals on us.
I think it's also worth noting that obviously we can't trust my sister. My sister is a member of the Sabbat Special Forces. But the fact that she's made this kind of contact with me means that we are definitely playing a bigger game even than we realized earlier. She seems to believe that this ritual will help us in some way.
Maybe it'll keep Madison from going meat puppet again.
It might.
That seems like implant. That seems like suggestions, not a blood bond.
It's I mean, who can really know, right?
Right.
Blood bonds fade over time.
Yeah, but maybe the Valkyrie affects things other than blood bonds.
Blood bonds fade over time if they are
not upkept.
Unless they're powerful enough. If he's still bloodbound to the original, this okay. Look, I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent here. Okay, just go with me. I know it's gonna come off
fully theoretical at this point. Yeah,
it's gonna come off as real fucking religious, but just I need you to just, even if you don't believe me, just hear me. It's important. I don't ask for you to believe in my bullshit a lot. The most powerful among the elders are able to maintain things like blood bonds regardless of distance, regardless of the amount of time. They're just that powerful. They're so much more powerful than us that in a lot of ways, we'll never really understand what exactly it is that they're capable of. It's really important that we not allow them to just... really important that we fight back against the power of the elders. If this thing can help us, if it can deactivate blood bonds that have been placed on Madison by his great-great-great-grandsire, well, you know what? When we do this, if that blood bond breaks, then we'll know it was a blood bond and not a power.
I think what it really comes down to is the pluses outweigh the minuses, and ethically and legally, we're within our rights to do this.
Okay, and
there's one other thing that I'd like to discuss with you. Before we do anything else, there's some sort of serpent god in the city, and it gave me magical powers. But anyway, other than that,
Willow's gonna start to cry. Willow's gonna start to cry and go to the bathroom.
I think you broke our Tory.
First of all, I feel the same as her. Second of all, what the fuck are you talking about?
All right, so Willow, I knock on the bathroom door. Willow, can you hear me, dear? I know this is rough, but
I'm turning on the shower. I'm
just give
overstimulated right now.
Scott, what time is it in character?
In character, it is 11:30.
All right, it's not even midnight, guys. Let's take 15 and just fucking regroup, okay? All right.
Yeah, that
Can we
makes
all
sense.
agree to that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Holy shit.
Taking this real bad. Oh, shit.
I've been trying to figure out how to bring this up all night.
She'll eventually come out.
Well, we're on that 15, or the group is on that 15-minute break. Hey, Scott.
Yeah?
The thing, one of the goals that I had for the downtime, which was actually getting in touch with Reagan again herself, was that a thing that, like, she actually accomplished, or is that something we're still working on?
Yeah, Benji has made contact with her.
Okay.
and he's real dodgy about like what's happened with her.
Okay.
But you think that you could get a meeting if you wanted to.
All right. So then she's gonna.
He seems to be spooked by her.
Okay. All right. So she's gonna text Benji 2 questions.
Uh-huh.
1, she wants to see if he is willing to set that up.
Mm-hmm.
2, she's going to ask, are you okay with my kindred friends knowing about you?
About 5 minutes later, he says, number 1, sure. Number 2, do you trust them?
%.
A couple minutes go by.
I like them
Okay.
as much as a kindred can trust another kindred.
Yeah, which is.
But
not a
if
lot.
one of them eats me, I'm haunting your ass.
That's fine. It means you're staying around. Just, little
Mm-hmm.
colon
Sure.
parentheses smiley face.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you guys come back together, and we're running a little bit beyond, but we started a little late, so we're gonna finish up the scene, and then call it. But
yeah, Willow eventually does leave the bathroom, and she's wet, like all of her clothes, like she was just standing in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
And she eventually does leave the bathroom, go into the room where she's storing cardboard boxes of shit here, and like gets changed into a robe or something, and then comes back to keep crying on a beanbag chair.
Listen,
blood coming down her face.
Yeah, like
Willow,
she has like wads of paper towels, like it's bad.
If you don't want to do the thing, we're not going to force you to do the thing.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I mean, it would be pretty fucking. It would be kind of fucked to force you to do a thing that's supposed to help you stay free, right?
Right.
Whatever.
All right. So,
Whatever.
in the vein of being, I'm suggesting something pretty terrifying here. In that vein, I'm gonna tell you guys about something that proves that you can either trust me or that I am irreparably fucking mad.
All
Why
right,
not
let's hear
both?
about the snake god.
Right. So, I threw a concert the other night. You all had tickets. You didn't show up. It's no big deal. I'm not mad about it. I understand. At my concerts, during one of my songs, I began to phase out of reality. It's a thing I tend to do. And I began to imagine there was a giant serpent floating over the crowd. And it was calming to me to see him, see it, I should say, and experience it and feel it. And then I saw it sort of attach itself to a person in the crowd, and I thought, well, this is not a problem. Everything's fine. And then that person was attacked by something in a place where I couldn't see. And I got her out. I got my security to bring her into my private area so that I could, make sure she was okay.
Mm-hmm.
At which time I saw the serpent again, and it offered to heal her for me, to protect her. And of course, I am who I am, and I told it to do that. And what it did was it took my body over, and it made. Are you guys familiar with yoga at all?
Yeah.
It's a
Yes.
thing that people do.
Yeah, so it made my third eye open, and she was bathed in a calming white light, and she was completely healed, which is insane, and a thing that really did happen, and I don't know what it means.
Hey, Scott.
Wow.
Can I roll something?
You can roll some intelligence occult.
Hell yeah.
I gotta buy more fucking occult. I'm using this so much.
Snake gods talking to Alex and I got Lilith's claws in my hand. You know what? Weird shit has happened. I'll take your word for it.
So I got a crit. That's 5 successes.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Salubros.
Third eye healing. Yeah, that's Salubri, which, depending on who you believe, are like the martyr lamb of, best of Cain's get, or soul-sucking infernalists. But the soul-sucking infernalist pretty heavily comes from the cam side of things. So there you go.
So
That's all
here's the
Madison
thing.
does.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
just both of our hands.
Okay, so you broke Willow once, you broke Madison. What are you gonna say next that just makes me go?
There is a cult of warrior vampires inside the Sabbat who have a third eye, but they don't heal things. It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense to me.
Alex,
Yeah.
are you 100% sure you're a Malkavian?
Oh.
I mean, I thought I was 100% sure that I was a Malkavian, and then my sire turned into a different person, and a third eye opened on my forehead, and so now I don't really know what the fuck is going on. What I do know is I think we should commit Voldery and hope for the best.
In for a penny, out for a pound. Is that what the saying is?
I feel like we're going to die no matter what we do.
Just fucking mix the blood punch.
No, not today.
I don't think that we should do it tonight. I think that
Okay.
we should think it through, give ourselves some time. It's a big commitment, It's we're gonna buy a house together.
Breakdown
Alex,
city in this beanbag chair.
Alex, I'm going to send you some notes on what I think might be going on with you.
That would be much appreciated. Things
If
are
it makes
terrible.
you feel any better, there's like a 90% chance that you're descended from terrible, horrible infernalists if you believe the cam.
And if I don't believe it can,
And if you don't, then you're
Then I'm
descended
one of-
from a lineage of literal saints.
I mean, if we're talking about the Salubri here,
Yeah, we are.
they're not nice guys in the Sabbat. They're not infernalists. I don't think. I think that they'd kill the absolute dicks out of me if I were ever to say that in their presence. But they're not nice guys.
Well, they might be your cousins regardless.
And he sits down in a beanbag chair and starts crying.
All
How
right.
is it that I am the most composed in this fucking coterie right now? Jesus Christ.
It finally
I mean,
took
I-
6 months for this to just break.
So, now that two of your coterie members are breaking down and trying cures of blood, we're going to end on one last thing. So, Madison,
Mm-hmm.
when we last left, you had started the process of attempting to get back channel contact with the Archbishop.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are seeing your coterie mates sort of break down and freak out, and Cadence looks like she's gone through a wood chipper, you get a text from one of the numbers that has been like a reliable back and forth back channel.
Okay. This is possibly good.
And
It's not good.
there is there's sort of like a string of encoded text that basically matches the one that you were given, that says like, when the Archbishop contacts you, it'll be, this will precede it.
Mm-hmm.
And what the message says is, did you know? And that's where we're going to end for tonight. Okay.
Madison looks at the text and just drops his phone and just, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to bed.
Are you gonna start
Done.
crying in your bed?
I'm fucking done. Maybe.
Okay.
This
So,
night ends with everybody fucking crying the kids.
pretty much.
She's just gonna be like, oh my god, these fucking.
What a bunch of weenies. It's just a little blood magic.
Just
Whatever.
like, wait, how are you guys not desensitized to all this weirdness by now?
Alrighty, so everyone, thank you for playing tonight. Everyone watching, thank you for watching. Did everyone have fun tonight getting back into the swing of things?
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Yes,
glad
I
to be
miss this
back.
character so much.
Oh, she's so fun. I love all your characters. They're all great. Yeah, so does anyone have anything they want to plug or promote or anything along those lines?
Not at the moment.
Duets with Dice is back up.
I know.
I have one episode, one full episode in, and sometime next week I'm going to be uploading the first part of the second episode.
Fantastic. I love that stuff. Anybody else have anything?
Actually, yes, there is something. It is not something I am. Well, it's something that I am doing, but not something that I am like involved in leadership
Mhm.
of. So 2.5 weeks from now, weekend of the 21st, I am going to be at a vampire LARP up in Toronto called Nelly's by Night. I know that there are still a few tickets left, and it's really awesome. So if you guys want to play sexy vampires in a really cool, like artsy Victorian manner that's like the owner's like private art gallery, then you should totally throw Fairscape
Ooh.
Studios some money and play in this game because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, my game like that for the year is the night in question, which I'm going to, and I know Cadence, McKenna, and Mo are going to, so
Mhm.
you can come play with us there. Tickets are still available for that. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about or get out there?
Still not just yet.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. If you like what you see here and you want to support the show, you can, of course, subscribe on Twitch. You can throw us some bits. But what I really recommend you do is go to the Patreon, which is link down there and link in everything. $1 a month, you get access to some really cool stuff, and there's some really cool stuff at the higher tiers as well. Most particularly, you get to see all the side sessions that we've done, which explain some stuff, like maybe about that snake god that Alex was talking about. Maybe he was or was not insane. You get to see more about what Madison was doing, and you get to see something on the cam side of things that
Which is amazing.
yeah, so I fully recommend that you all give me $1. Give me $1 a month, and you get to see all that stuff.
Give me $1.
Give me $1. It's all really great.
Also, like, I don't think that people realize how much running one of these costs out of pocket, because very few people I know make enough off of their Patreons to fully support the project by itself, much less, pay themselves at all. So I know that I'm a patron, even though I don't watch any of the side stuff because I don't want to know what's going on the cam side. I want to be surprised. But you guys should definitely, if you have the opportunity, go give this guy some money.
And oh, you derailed me there for a second.
Sorry, buddy.
No problem. I appreciate the support.
The plug, yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely do that. There's more stuff coming on that Patreon and on this Twitch channel and on the YouTube channel. There's a Dungeons and Dragons game, which is Acquisitions Incorporated related. Aeon's coming up. I'm gonna have some Aberrant stuff, and there's gonna be another a smaller side chronicle of Burn It Down that is Camarilla based. And it's all going to be, most of it's coming out of this super fancy studio space that I just did a patron vlog about, showing off the whole studio. And it's going to be a lot of live play, some online play. It's a bunch of good stuff is coming out, and if you want to get in on getting the scoop on that, the Patreon is where you need to go. And finally, this is still at the whims of the scheduling gods, so I'm not going to say 100% what it is. But next game, if the scheduling gods smile on us, we're going to have an incredibly very special guest joining us, playing a super awesome role for the game. You may have seen this person in another vampire show that's super popular, and makes me super jealous because they have a lot of Hollywood money behind it. I said too much. But you definitely want to tune in next 2 weeks to see that if it happens. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the players. Thank you to the patrons.
And fuck Nazis.
Oh,
Fuck
it's been a
Nazis.
while.
Nazis.
Indeed.
Oh,
All
I
right,
missed
thanks,
it.
guys. See you later.
Bye.
Later on.
And like to give a big shout out to my patrons, especially Mo Ferrer, Eric Ramos, Michael Tyson, and David Haddad as my $5 patrons. Thanks so much. You keep the lights on.